Because it is a competition. I walk around with an invisible number on top of my head, just like everybody else in this world. Whether you want to admit it or not.
You know what? Like every week they get better. It doesn't even really matter the topic, man. It's just, how can it be whack if everybody's being real?
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
Polyamory is not based on I want to have sex with more than one person. Like, it's a committed relationship between a particular group of individuals, where it's 3 or 4, but they're not like, we're together and now we're going out, we're doing this. No, we're together. They're a relationship together.
Because it is a competition. I walk around with an invisible number on top of my head, just like everybody else in this world. Whether you want to admit it or not.
You know what? Like every week they get better. It doesn't even really matter the topic, man. It's just, how can it be whack if everybody's being real?
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
Polyamory is not based on I want to have sex with more than one person. Like, it's a committed relationship between a particular group of individuals, where it's 3 or 4, but they're not like, we're together and now we're going out, we're doing this. No, we're together. They're a relationship together.
Because it is a competition. I walk around with an invisible number on top of my head, just like everybody else in this world. Whether you want to admit it or not.
You know what? Like every week they get better. It doesn't even really matter the topic, man. It's just, how can it be whack if everybody's being real?
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
Polyamory is not based on I want to have sex with more than one person. Like, it's a committed relationship between a particular group of individuals, where it's 3 or 4, but they're not like, we're together and now we're going out, we're doing this. No, we're together. They're a relationship together.
Because it is a competition. I walk around with an invisible number on top of my head, just like everybody else in this world. Whether you want to admit it or not.
You know what? Like every week they get better. It doesn't even really matter the topic, man. It's just, how can it be whack if everybody's being real?
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
Polyamory is not based on I want to have sex with more than one person. Like, it's a committed relationship between a particular group of individuals, where it's 3 or 4, but they're not like, we're together and now we're going
Hey. Hello, everyone. Hello, Gems and Jewels. Welcome. I am a little bit excited today. Let me tell you guys. My best friend is coming on the show. Hey, King. What's up? King? I miss King. I haven't, done a live with King and I don't know how long, but I always check you out, King. I always support you. So thank you so much for being here. My best friend is coming on the show today. And she's been my best friend for like over 20 years. Like, this is like ride or die chick, So I can't wait to introduce you all to her and just talk about the topic for today, because it's a topic that, we don't like to talk about a lot. I feel like we just don't like to give this side chick mentality culture any attention, right? We feel like, let's not give it any attention. Let's not even acknowledge it. Oh, but it's real. It's out here. It's like side chicks, and this culture exists. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's just explain it and figure out, like, is there anything we can do about the side chick culture, right? This whole idea about side chicks is like been a phenomenon that's been recently talked about more and more, because side chicks, have been coming out and being vocal. They no longer are in this hidden, like staying hidden, right? They want to expose, they want to be seen, they want to be acknowledged. And so men are like in positions where the side chicks are, kind of doing some investigation, confronting the wife, the girlfriend, being seen, being vocal. Men are, utilizing resources on side chicks. It's all kinds of stuff going on. And it's just so many different reasons. So we're going to kind of delve into the idea of why are side chicks, like, why is that even a thing? Why does it exist? And my girlfriend, she's really good about just breaking down this whole idea. For me, life is like about duality, right? So there's going to be good, there's going to be evil, right? I'm not calling side chicks evil. I'm just telling you that that's what life is about. But if there's wives, right, the opposite is always going to exist. So yes, as long as there's duality in this world, there's good, right? Good don't exist without evil. Wives ain't gonna exist, and it ain't gonna never be no side chicks in this world. It's gonna be Jezebels, so we call them hoes, whatever we want to call them, right? But side chicks are going to exist. For me, I always want to know, like, is side chick different from mistress? Because people try to separate the two, like, oh, side chicks is different from mistress. Like, side chicks and mistresses are not any different. If you ask me, if you a mistress, then you are the side chick too. It's like, I guess for me, a mistress is more like, okay, when you're married and the man is having an affair for, whatever, then it's like a mistress or an affair. And side chick is probably like more for relationships that are not in a marriage, right? So I guess we can separate the two that way. But yeah, y'all chime in. Y'all tell me if that's true. If y'all feel like the side chick is the girlfriend, right? Like if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, the side chick, that's when it's a side chick or side piece. Because, people also want to talk about men, and are men side pieces? Do they do that? And how does it look? Does it look the same, or does it look totally different? Because I feel like for men, more men are, cool with being the side and their role in that. And they don't necessarily care to be exposed, or most times they don't care to be Hello, Mr. CYP. Hey, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're trying to talk about this side chick culture. Join the StreamYard if you have a question, like before we get started, or join the StreamYard if you have an opinion about the side piece or the side marriage. I would love to hear. You don't have to cam up, but I would love to hear like you guys' thoughts on there. April said, there is a such thing as a side dude. I know plenty of females that have a bunch of side dudes for different reasons. April, I'm curious. Tell me the reasons why women tell you that they have a side man. I would love to hear the reasons that women have reported it. Yes, side chick was the slang word for mistress. Okay, so you can be right. It's the same thing. The side chick is the mistress. I think a lot of the side chicks kind of want notoriety, or they want like a name for themselves. So they just try to like create this whole, okay, well, I'm not the side chick, I'm the mistress. I don't know if you guys saw my video where I talked about Ariana Curry, and I don't even know if that's her last name. It's Ariana something. And she is the mistress of Love and Marriage Huntsville. She's his Martell Holt. So Martell Holt had a mistress, and she was the mistress. And she had an entire interview with Tasha K. And Tasha K pretty much talked to her and asked her questions because she's been Martell Holt's mistress for almost 7 years. And he was married to Melody Holt for 15 years. So nearly half of the relationship, he's had a mistress. Okay. And she was okay with being called a mistress. That's what she preferred, to be called the mistress. At that point, she had a baby by the husband. But in that interview, it came out that she was pretty much pregnant twice the same time the wife was pregnant. So her and the wife were just kind of having babies back to back, except her children, one she lost, the other one she got an abortion. So it's just interesting. She had an entire interview where she, got to tell her side, which is fine, but it's just kind of one of those things where we give a lot of attention to the mistresses in situations, and we give them a lot of power and a lot of voice. And we wonder why people kind of glamorize and glorify it, right? Because it's like, well, people make room for this. So April said, well, 2 of the females I know that have side dudes because the men that they are with are not hitting it right, if you know what I mean. It's interesting because a lot of men don't think that women leave or women have side dudes because the men can't perform, but that's a very common thing. And a lot of women have reported like having a side man because the men are not performing well in the bedroom. Yep, I've heard that before. Men also say that that's why they have side women, right? Why don't you just leave though? That's what I don't get. You stay in a situation and just cheat. I don't know. Why do people stay? I guess I want to know that. 2 of them say they have side dudes because the men, okay, that's not hitting. Okay, I think it was another one. April, I know some too that men are not hitting it right. It's normally the one that give you the money. Oh, so there's other things or other benefits to staying with the person. That's why they choose to stay in those relationships instead of leaving. So Queen Nita said it's out of obligation. A lot of people stay out of obligation, or maybe they have a family, or maybe they have children and they don't feel like they should leave. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show this video. I want to talk about this video a little bit, and I want to see y'all reaction. Hey, El Nixon, how are you? Thank you for coming. Thank you, April. I appreciate you guys. This video is of Nicole. It's Nicole Johnson. Well, Nicole Jones, I'm sorry. And let me put my fair use sign up because I'm about to play this video and I don't want no problems. I'm going to add it to the stream. And Nicole Jones, you'll hear her story and y'all will hear what she got to say. Sorry if you cannot see it. I did not follow this person, so I can't expand this video. But please listen to the video. Hey, Stephanie, I'm gonna bring you in so you can hear the video too, Steph. And I'm gonna introduce you after this, okay? I'm gonna play this video because it's relevant to what we're talking about today, girl. And I already told everybody this is my best friend. My best friend over 20 years, okay? Some of y'all don't own shoes that old, okay? See. All right, so let me go ahead and play this video. It's very powerful. I want y'all to listen to her story, and then we're going to talk about it. Right.
Relationship, he began to be unfaithful. The girl my boyfriend was cheating on me with, she became a living nightmare. She would always come to my house when she knew me and him was together. He was just playing the middleman. He was telling her one thing, telling me one thing, and I just got fed up with it after a while. Me and him had kind of drifted apart. It was Halloween 2020. I had a party to go to at the end of the day. I had a nice, pretty costume. I picked up my best friend and we headed out to the party. I came home and I decided just to chill out on the couch and watch some television. And then I got a phone call from the girl. I answered and it was her in the bed with him. She had went through his phone that night and seen that me and him were together the day prior. She was very upset. I said, you can have him. He's clearly there with you. Good luck. So I hung up the phone and she called me back. She said, I'll come shoot up your windows. I just wrote it off as fight talk. I started to get ready to go to bed. My boyfriend at the time, he had this old van, has this like loud motor. I hear the motor of his van, so I look out the windows and it was his van and I see someone in all black come out the car. I just immediately ran outside and as I'm walking up, I'm realizing it's the girl. I asked her, what was she doing here? She pulls out the gun and I just froze. I just knew she was going to kill me at that moment. She immediately just started shooting. The first 3 shots, she hit my stomach. It just felt like the wind got knocked out of my body. It felt like I was in a room of fire. I was face down on the ground and she still continuing to shoot me in my back and in my legs. And I'm just screaming for help. My neighbor on the top floor, I hear her scream out her window, stop, leave her alone. I called the police. She's just saying, die, die. And that moment, I just said, okay, Nicole, you got to stop screaming. You have to play dead because she's not going to leave until she thinks you're dead. Eventually, she ran off to the car. My neighbor, she was down like in 2 seconds. She started to hold my hand and I'm drenched in blood. I remember hearing the sirens coming. The ambulance, they rushed me off to the hospital. When I'm in the hospital, I can feel just 1,000 people surrounding me and they're counting. I'm not understanding what they're counting. I was put into a medically induced coma. I woke up 4 days later and I realized that they were counting my gunshot wounds. When I woke up, they told me that I had been shot 17 times. I got shot multiple times in my legs. I couldn't even feel them when I woke up. The first time seeing my mom after getting shot was on a tablet. I couldn't see her. It was COVID. I just remember her telling me, you fight, you be strong, you're gonna live through this. They told me that I probably wouldn't be walking, but I was walking in rehab within 3 weeks. Very good. I do walk with a walker. I'm kind of slower than I used to be. I went through a deep depression after being shot, having suicidal thoughts every day. I lived through 17 bullets and I still didn't want to be here because the pain was just so unbearable. I didn't recognize myself anymore. Relying on people for transportation and to do things for me was just miserable. I do still have my days, but I'm dealing with it better. I was able to give the police her name while I was in the hospital, so they had her in custody within the next hour or so. She's been in county jail awaiting her trial. She actually stole my boyfriend's van while he was asleep that night. He was very apologetic and he felt bad. But once he was assured that I was alive and well, he kind of went back to his old ways. I don't hate her. I went through a long process of why me? Why did this have to happen to me? It's my story and I survived it. I just feel like guns are so unnecessary. It's so easy to get a gun off the street. I just want to help other people just to put the guns down and stop the violence. It's not worth it.
Sa gitna lang. Hindi na ako yung approach nila.
Sorry, y'all.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm getting shot at. I know.
Sorry,
I'm getting
y'all.
shot at.
Sorry. Couldn't get that stupid screen off. Hold on. My screen is freezing. I can't even do nothing, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. Alrighty. My screen was freezing. I'm sorry. I think my internet is going crazy. Hi, Brother Clarence.
What's going on, sis? How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for stopping by. Brother Clarence is respected in these YouTube streets, y'all. So y'all Brother Clarence, I know you got some stuff to say. Did y'all see that video?
Yeah.
That
was
woman,
a lot.
Nicole Jones, that woman was shot 17 times by the side chick. Okay. She was the one who was in a relationship with him for maybe 7 years or so. We didn't hear the backstory. And then he started to have another girlfriend on the side or a side chick on the side. And when she found out about her, she just was like, just couldn't take it and shot her 17 times. She survived it to tell the story. So it just goes into this conversation about side chicks because people minimize it a lot. Like,
right.
I'm a side chick, like, we do this and this is normal. This is like they normalize it a lot, but a lot of times we don't talk about some of the things that can happen as a result of including another person into the relationship without fully disclosing it to the partner or your spouse, right? Because now me as the wife, I'm vulnerable, or me as the girlfriend, I'm the one who's vulnerable because now I don't know that there's somebody else in the picture. She knows about me, but I don't know who she is. So I can potentially put myself in a situation. I can be right next to her and not even know, right? Yeah. And so a lot of times I don't think that is discussed enough, the dangers of it. Not that the men care, right? Or the women or whoever it is with a side, not that they care about the danger that they put you in, because it's all about self-gratification and them being okay, but you're right, Brother Clarence. It might be another opinion. It might be another opinion.
Yeah.
So, I want y'all reactions to that video and that situation first, but let me introduce my best friend, okay? Because she's first of all, y'all gonna love her, okay? Because she is gonna give us some insight on this situation. But I have been knowing her since second grade, okay? Second grade. How many people have friends that they've been knowing for that long? I don't really think that people have friends. Like, we're like sisters, you know what I'm saying? We have been through everything you think about.
My screen is froze.
That's probably my screen, honey, because my screen been going in and out, so y'all may see me freeze up. I don't know why.
Okay, so as long as I can hear, it's fine, and I can hear y'all just fine.
Y'all will still be able to hear me, but my screen been going in and out, so you might see me be like,
okay.
I don't know what the hell. I told Chris, figure the internet out. I don't know what's going on. So let me get y'all reactions to that video. I'm gonna start with you, Miss Stephanie. Truth talk. I'm sorry.
That video is beyond me. That took it a little past my realm. That's a mental health issue for me. I'm gonna go straight for it. Nobody goes that far without there being something off.
I don't know. It definitely can get dangerous. That's my idea about it because side chicks in the day were like always there, but it was unsaid. It's like you go through the back door, they kind of knew their place. Whatever compliment that they added to the situation, they were seemingly more humble about it. But now in these days, it's like, oh, you gonna see me and feel me type of energy, and I definitely don't get it, especially not to the extreme that somebody's gonna get hurt. So that was a lot. But that's why I'm happy to have this conversation because I deal with so many young people and young girls do think that extreme, and it's like they have no perspective in this like fight or flight position in basic relationships. Now that's not even a marriage. That's just like
Just a relationship.
basic communication and basic relationships. They have no idea. So seemingly it could always go that far if you ask the young people, but I just shook my head at it because it's too extreme. I was thinking more normal. That's not normal.
I mean, she didn't shoot her just once. It's like
That's
17.
not normal.
She didn't even stop. She's like,
That's extreme mental health.
she told her die as she
Yeah.
shot her some more. So she did not intend for her to live. She lived miraculously.
And that also says something about the man that's choosing to interact with somebody with no boundaries in how they deal in his life. Like, that's a lot.
You brought up some good points. Brother Clarence, what do you think about that video?
Yeah, that was an ugly situation. That was an ugly situation, and I think that the problem with having a side chick or a side dude, it opens you up to that situation where you never know what that person is thinking. You never know where they're at emotionally because you're only using them for one thing. You're using that person for one purpose, and so you're not taking the time to look at the whole person. Most of the time, not taking a look at the whole person. It might be a reason why somebody that looks that good is single. Maybe the reason why a guy that's built like that is single. You know what I'm saying? So it might have some things, but this is what I was going in because when most people that get side chicks or side dudes, they get them because they don't have confidence in the person they with to tell them that they have an issue. So the side dude or the side chick handles that issue. They're not looking usually to leave the relationship. Usually, I would say about 80 to 90% of the people that cheat, they don't cheat because they want to leave the relationship. They cheat because there's an issue there that's not getting addressed, and this other person comes and addresses that issue, and that's all they want is that issue to be addressed. Now, everything that comes with it, they don't calculate on that part of it. And these type of things happen.
So they don't know how to have this conversation that needs to be had to resolve whatever the issue is. They instead go and try to fill the emotional void with another person.
Well, maybe they might have tried, right?
Maybe they did try, right?
Yeah, Tawana, you know what? It would be nice. Tawana, it would be nice if you wore these heels. What? You want me to look like a so-and-so? I'm not going to do that. No.
Right.
I come back 6 months later, right? I come back 6 months later. Hey, Tawana, why don't you wear this wig? This will really be nice, and we can experiment here and there. What? Now you trying to change me again? I told you I am who I am, and that's it. So finally the man says, hey, you know what? This woman has told me straight out that my issue is not important to her. I mean, that's all the man here. My issue is not important to her. And I'm just giving her more stress bringing it up. And she's giving me more stress for me bringing it up. And there's people out there that'll handle this situation for me. Let me just go handle this situation. That's how that happens. Same thing for the girl at work, right? The girl at work, it says, I mean, the woman will say, hey, you know what, Clarence, I need you to, instead of asking me if I'm ready to have an intimate interlude, grab me by my hair, drag me in the bedroom, and get busy on me, right? That's the kind of situation I want to at least experiment on stuff like that. But she tells the guy that, and the guy be like, where you learn how to do that from? Why you want something like that? Who you been talking to, right? So she say, I can't bring this issue up, but this is what I want.
Okay.
I did a live stream on this called Hidden Desires. So she finally just get to the point, and there's Gustavo at work every day. Girl, you looking good. Girl, you looking good.
Not Gustavo, huh?
Yeah, Gustavo, girl, you looking good. Girl, you looking good. Girl, you looking good. Let's get some coffee. Let's get some coffee. Let's get some coffee. Finally, she breaks down and she says, okay, let's get some coffee. Right? But if you listen to my live streams, you know, coffee turns to lunch, lunch turns to dinner, dinner turns to a movie, and movie turns into pumping and sweating in the shed.
Well, once you open the door,
right?
Once they
so why aren't men just like, or people, whoever? Why isn't the solution to talk about cutting ties when the relationship doesn't meet the needs that you have, and you're trying to confront them and you're trying to talk about them? When you can't handle that and you don't have a resolution and you've communicated, what's the problem with leaving?
Well, for men, it's a very expensive decision. For most of the time, for women, things a lot of times are set up. I'm not saying it's less emotional, but it's a lot less expensive for men. Men look at it because they have a lot more to lose. Typically,
well, are we talking about married, or are we talking about just a committed relationship?
Well, in general, married. Let's say we're assuming they have assets together, because this is usually when things get thick like that, when you got assets together. When you just dating with somebody and you're just dating somebody and they just decide to date somebody else. I mean, you're just dating. I mean, that's no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? But I mean, if you're in a committed, serious relationship, now that's what I mean when I think of side chick. I'm talking about something like that. You know what I mean? When you're in a committed relationship and somebody has to go outside the relationship to find satisfy a need that hasn't been something that's not getting addressed, right? And the reason why men don't do it as much is because they look at it like this. If I tell her, I tell Tawana I'm gonna leave, I don't want to be with her no more. She's gonna take my children, she's gonna take my 401k, half of my 401k, half of my retirement, half of all this stuff. I won't be able to see my children, but maybe one weekend a month or 2 weekends a month. Right.
If you're married.
If you're married. So that's the way men look at it. They look at it, it's gonna be a very expensive decision most of the time. So that's a lot of times why they don't do it.
They're not willing to lose you 100%.
But they don't want to break up. They never wanted to leave the relationship. There's a street out here in Los Angeles.
You know what, Brother Clarence? I will say this. I did read that 75% of the men or women who do step outside of the relationship do not leave the relationship or do not plan to leave. So it is a 20% right? 25%. But 75% do not really want to leave. They're just like you said, maybe trying to fill some temporary need.
That's why prostitution is such a big business. Because guys ain't trying to marry these prostitutes. They're just trying to get a need taken care of that's not getting taken care of in the house. And they feel like, the prostitute is the McDonald's, you can go through the drive-through window and take care of what you need and then keep on going to work. And
that's true. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Y'all are kind of low, but I can hear just a little bit.
I can hear you, but I can hear you, but it is a little, I don't know, static.
It's like really low, but
turn it up.
Clarence, my thing is, like you say, back in the day, a man would just use a prostitute.
Right.
I almost can understand that better because that has a specific role, but these are not prostitutes. These are women who have whole ideals about what you guys are going to be, what this interaction is going to lead to. A prostitute is clear. So that's why, side chicks kind of get that bad treatment because it's like, okay, stay in your place. But that's not the place nowadays. Yeah. A prostitute is clear. It's clear what you need. But when you don't make the need that clear, we watching clips like we started with.
And I agree with this, what Kim said. She said that the man is more than likely telling her that he wants to leave the other girl, and then he wasn't leaving fast enough. So what happens is they take matters in their own hands.
Exactly. I was just going to say that.
Which is out of order because you're lying and you're not being honest.
Well, hi, JP.
How y'all doing?
Welcome.
Thank you.
My best friend is on the panel today. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And Brother Clarence, you don't know Brother Clarence. I don't know if you do, JT.
I met
Yeah, we
Brother
met
Clarence
last
before.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I'm
last time.
sorry. My bad. Okay.
Appreciate JT.
How you doing? How y'all both doing?
Hey.
We're doing good. So, JT, you missed the video that I showed. But pretty much the side chick she shot the main chick 17 times. But the girl survived. You know, she
Oh,
survived. So
look, when you first say shut up, I thought you were like, at first I thought you were saying like, oh, she hit her up on, DM'd her like that. But then when you say she died, like, oh Lord.
She didn't die. She didn't die.
Right.
She survived it.
Okay.
But Stephanie hinted to this, but side chicks, they no longer like play their roles, right? They don't stay hidden. They want to be exposed. They want to be seen. They want to be acknowledged. And so, the women, I know a lot of them feel like, well, it's not enough men in this world, right? All the good men are taken. So I'm going to get with this man, right? Get whatever temporary needs I want to fill. And they don't necessarily, they're okay with that because they don't necessarily need him in the home 24/7 to run their home. They don't, side chicks, so you will, don't see fulfillment in being the wife, right?
That's right. Because we were talking about it from another perspective.
Right. We're speaking of it like
the man's choice and what he has her for.
We want to be the wife, right? Or why wouldn't you want to be the wife? But a side chick doesn't feel like I want to be a wife. They could care less. So what do you guys think? Like, if you was to talk about what a side chick is or what a side piece, because I'm gonna say piece, because then what if you got a man that's the side, whatever, your side, what is that? Like, tell me what that means, or and break it down for us. Because mistresses don't think they side chicks, but to me that's the same damn thing. But that's just my opinion. Like, you're a mistress, you're a side chick. I don't know. You want some sort of notoriety or you want a higher term? I don't know. What do y'all think? What's a side chick or piece?
You want to go first?
Okay. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, a side piece, a side chick is basically the same thing. It's something you have on the side that's not your main.
Let me mute. Okay, go ahead, JC.
Basically, what I was saying, a side piece, a side chick, mistress, whatever you want name, if you feel the name is more important. It's all the same things, and they basically you just something that's not, you're on the side, you're not the main woman. You're temporary part-time lover, part-time user, however you want to put it, but you just there to like, I guess you would say mainly you be there for part-time needs, that you're not getting in a relationship, so just keep it in simple.
Not getting in the relationship, so
that you feel like that you're not getting in a relationship, and let's be honest here, you might be getting it, but you're not feeling the same. Let's say you're having sex, your sex is not that good in your relationship, so you might be going out to the side piece because y'all having some good sex, y'all, or it could be y'all gonna have a good relationship because you and your girl can't see eye to eye, so y'all back and forth. But the side piece is the one that's gonna sit there and talk to you and have I ain't gonna say agree with everything you say, but it's just y'all gonna have a better understanding. She gonna sit there and listen to you. So it could be all different reasons why you would have a side piece, a side chick.
Mm-hmm. The side chick is easy. It don't give you that many problems. So
it don't give you that many problems,
Okay.
So
so that's what a side chick is to you. Okay. But the Clarence, go ahead and tell me what you think. What's the side chick?
Well, I think a side chick is put my headphones in. I think a side chick is can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clear.
Okay, so I think a side chick is more of a like a patch. You know what I mean? There's something going on in the relationship. Because a side chick is a signal of something going on in the relationship. That's a side chick is a symptom of something going on in the real relationship that's not going right. That's not being addressed. So that to me is a side chick. And then what happens, I think, what we were talking about just a few minutes ago, is like Truth was saying that sometimes a side chick will look at the man and say, you know what? I'm doing the heavy lifting around here. You know, why can't I just be why don't I just be the wife? Why don't I? And so, you know, back in the day, side chick kind of knew her position, knew her place, and you know, she was able to handle it or continue with it or decide, you know what, I don't want to be a side piece no more. I'm gonna go get my own man or whatever, right? But nowadays they just say, hey, look, you know what, if I'm gonna be here doing the heavy lifting, then you're gonna have to take care of me. You're gonna have to take care of me financially. I'm gonna have to get something out of this deal because you know I'm investing my time as well into this situation. So they a lot of times they try to make like you was talking about, Juan, and you had those numbers where you said 75% of people not trying to leave, they're just trying to get something accomplished. Okay, so they try to make the move from side chick to first position,
Yes,
and most of the time they're not gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of understanding that it's not the wife, it's just the structural relationship, how that's going, that's the only reason why you got in the door. They mistakenly think it's the wife that's stopping them from getting where they want to get to. But it's not the wife. It's the whole total situation.
It's your energy. You never gonna be nothing more than that to him sometimes.
This is my point. The relationship, the reason why you ever came in was only because of this little issue in the relationship. It wasn't that he wants to leave his wife and he wants to leave his children and all that. The only issue is that little issue that you got in the door, right? And so that's the only problem. But the person, the side piece, thinks it's the wife.
Right. She's the problem. So I got
right. She's the issue, but she's not the. You know what I'm saying? That's not the only issue. She's not stopping the situation. It's the whole situation that's stopping the side piece from jumping.
And that's why me and Truth said they don't know their roles. But here, so you tell me, Steph, what do you think the side piece mean? What is that role?
I think it's all bull crap just to flatten it out. It's bullcrap. But if it's gonna work in a way that keeps people safe, and if it's gonna work in a way that you can refer back to, it just takes some deep honesty because there's no way. I mean, I'm gonna go back to the prostitute scenario. There's no way you're letting a man or a woman know that this is it. This is what we're doing. I have absolutely no intent on making this anything different. I don't see things getting out of hand. I don't see it being a bad thing. I don't see it being a thing that has to be in your face about it. I think that if you're honest with people, it's gonna go like it always has went. It'll always be people in the background. It'll always be people there willing to meet a need that your person may have. But if the person that is stepping outside of the situation is completely honest, I don't understand all of this. All of this comes about when I feel somebody is lying, whether it's the side piece saying, oh, it's okay, I'll play this role, or whether it's the person saying this is just temporary and I appreciate this more than. One of those two things is happening. And that's just lazy people who want their cake and eat it too. Because if people are honest like they claim, I just don't see it being this big of a deal. A wife will never know about a side chick because that's not how it's supposed to be. They don't serve a real purpose. You'll never see them. You'll never hear them. They don't matter. When things and situations like that become relevant, I think it's because somebody's not being honest.
Because she's more than a side chick. I mean, she's a side chick, but she's more. You have feelings, something else.
Yeah,
you're giving her more boundaries.
Yeah,
no wife thinks about this. No wife. Well, I just know I've never considered anything in my main relationships, and I think that that's how it's supposed to go. Not to say that things never happened. I don't know, but that has nothing to do with me. That's for that person to manage, especially if it's that 75% that don't want to leave the main situation. If you know you don't want to leave the main situation, who don't know their place? And if they don't, that's your fault for not signifying that to the people that you interact with, that they have a place.
That's right.
And that's really not to be heard or seen.
You
Like,
know, honestly, like it sometimes it works like that. It just depends on the person though, because like if you try to have a main and a side piece, like you said, y'all got to be on the same page. And
Yeah,
sometimes men mess with the wrong side piece.
that's on them
You know,
though.
so
That's
I
on
know.
them.
Listen, I know, and
it's
I
hard
know
out
that's
here
on
for
them.
a side piece,
So
huh?
like, if you, I'm not promoting getting a side piece, but what I'm saying is, I was talking about it earlier when I was coming on. The easiest way is prostitution, but I'm not supporting that. I'm not supporting that neither, because thing about prostitution is, if you in it just to get a little quick thing on the side, you can pay a little chick and go about your business and stuff like that, and just keep it moving. But if you don't want to do it that way, you want a little side chick that's understanding. But think about the prostitution. Go back on the prostitution. They're sleeping around. You're not the only person they're sleeping with. So you
It
got to
doesn't.
be
It shouldn't
careful.
matter. It shouldn't matter if you already outside of your situation. How you gonna have boundaries for a side piece? What?
No,
What?
no, listen. Well, you do have to have boundaries if you have kind of some kind of respect
Don't
about
do
yourself. So,
it.
no, I'm just telling you, the people that is
And
people that
who are you?
try it and try it not. So my thing about a prostitution is, if you take a chance on a prostitution, that's her job. So she's constantly sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry. So you got to be careful with that. But if you get you a side piece, y'all be on the same page. You gotta let her know, hey, this is temporary. I'm not trying to leave my family. And you keep shaking your head, but I'm
But
just
they don't
trying to
tell
tell
them
you,
that. They don't
you
tell them
shaking
that.
it. But you need to let them know up front. And I agree with being truthful. And then on top of that, you don't need to get a single woman that you think that's gonna be a side piece, thinking everything gonna
Fact,
be cool.
fact. That's all I'm saying is, if there's a problem in the person that you chose to date outside of your situation, that's your problem. How you gonna pick a problem? Like, if
Right.
you picking something to complement what you have, so
No,
you don't
no.
have to deal with stress.
What I was saying is, normally, like, the women, if you meet a single woman, like, and she like, oh, I'm cool with you, you do, y'all ain't worrying about y'all thing over there. But that's how it always started in the beginning. And then when feelings get involved, they get more attached, and that's what probably happened with this woman that shot up this chick. But if that side piece has something to lose as well, I think them feelings will stay more intact, because she'll respect that boundary a little more. So if you out there shopping for a side piece, I just advise you get somebody that got something that they might want to lose as well.
I agree.
You off, so Tawana, you off.
Sorry, y'all. Let me read from Zadonia. Shout out to Zadonia. I see you back there, Reese from Philly. Okay, I'll bring you up in a minute. She said a situationship is just a situation. People are lying to themselves about what they want. They want relationship, but they're settling and thinking that they can prove that they're more than the main person. Do you guys
Fact.
agree with that?
Fact.
Well, I agree. Well, one thing I want to say is, uh, uh, side chicks, I don't know about side dudes, but side chicks serve a good. They serve a purpose. They actually serve a purpose. They save a lot of relationships.
Get in.
You
Get,
know.
you got to tell me this now. I need to hear this.
I don't know if we want to hear about the Olivia Popes.
Okay, so tell me this, because Chris, you can log off because I don't want him hearing this. It's not going to be him justified. You can log off. Ain't no reason for you to listen. No, I'm just like,
well, we talking about certain circumstances. The whole reason why the side chick comes into existence, like I said before, is if there's a hole in the intimacy, whereas the person that wants to approach the other person doesn't feel safe to be vulnerable to approach this person with their issue. If they feel safe enough to approach the person with their issue, then there's no need for the side chick. But the problem in relationships are people only want to show people that, the good part of them. They don't want to show the part of them, and they don't want to be considered a bad person or a heathen or a low down or whatever. And they feel that they don't feel safe showing vulnerability to their partner in a certain setting. So they don't mention this situation. However, the side chick can come and address that issue because the side chick just accepts the situation how it is. The problem is you can't control how when the side chick is going to make the determination in her head that she's done being a side chick and she's going to try and move into the first position. And that's the issue. So that's
a purpose. That's a purpose that men are justifying. That's the purpose. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying there's many marriages out here that side chicks have saved. Side chicks have saved these marriages.
So we need to
I agree.
side chick. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Yeah. Now I'm not saying it's a good thing.
You just said that.
Because it's just an option.
Necessary.
It's just an option on handling the issue.
Hold on, let me see, because Reese from Philly, he not a regular part of the show, but I know you got something that you want to say, so I want to bring you on. But hi, Mr. Rucker, and hi, Hef.
Baby girl.
I definitely need y'all opinion on this. Okay, Hef, especially Hef. You know, Hef is gonna break it down on some Playboy stuff. Okay, so here it is. Reese from Philly, what you think? Because you saw the video that I posted and you heard the conversation so far. I'd love to hear your opinion. Reese from Philly.
Well, I don't think God was a feminist, because if the math is right and women outnumber us 4-1, that means if every man is monogamous, 75% of the women in the whole world will never get nailed or married or nothing. So side chicks are inevitable according to the math, regardless of how everybody feels. And the fact that y'all outnumber us just proves that. It's mathematics.
So forget about erectile dysfunction and how y'all can't perform and do all kinds of stuff.
Oh my God. We talk about ED.
We should stick with the same old, we should stick with the same old raggedy whatever, but y'all can sleep around with however many women y'all want to.
See, you changing the subject.
I'll tell you
I don't know what the topic is.
Bring it to light.
But you just got down and dirty. Like you like.
I don't think a man would, if he had those issues, he wouldn't be worrying about no side piece.
That is an age-old argument. Y'all love to bring up this whole women and men and the whole ratio and how it's women and women.
You gonna go there though.
Blah, blah, blah. But this is the thing though. Y'all really don't have to commit to one woman, and you don't have to tell her that you're just committing to just her. You can really just be honest. Why you talking about it's inevitable? No, it's not inevitable. What's inevitable is you lying and disrespecting me and doing something behind my back. When really all you have to do is say, listen, there's too many women in this world for me to commit to just you, sweetie. I love you, you cute. But I'm gonna have a little chick on the side, and it's okay. You know why?
That's the problem.
Y'all don't want to lead. Y'all don't want to lead. What'd you say?
What about side B?
If you go take your stance, Juana.
Well, listen, if y'all out here sharing women, and it's all these women in the damn world, and y'all sharing them, then that's on y'all. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Because
there's so many flagrant fouls going on right now.
Okay, so Reese from Philly said that it's inevitable because it's so many women. But
okay, 1 minute health. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Or we said it's inevitable because we outnumber men. But I think that that's what a lot of side chicks think. A lot of women have like succumbed to that idea that men are going to cheat anyway and yada, yada, yada. But that's the mentality that gets that gets the lines crossed, because that's not true. There is more women than men, and men do have more options. But once you choose, you choose. And you do not have to choose. So once you choose somebody and then you're instilling this in the woman that you chose, that, it's just inevitable and yada, 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 that's crazy. That's literally crazy. You don't have to pick a woman to convince her that it's not just her. That's a totally different lifestyle that you can live. And that would empower both parties to get whatever they needed out here in terms of relationship and interpersonal relationship with different people. So that fact is not relevant in terms of commitment. That's just a pure fact in numbers. That's not a fact in terms of a relationship, unless you make it. And whatever woman allows you to make that her reality, I feel bad for them.
Because you don't get to commit first and then in the back end say, well, guess what? You know it's a lot of women out here. You know
right. No.
bring that same energy when I bring my side man into this relationship. How about that?
Side men are
You
different
ain't
though.
even built like that. Don't
Side men are
act like
different.
you built
I'm
like
just
that.
talking. Hef, go ahead.
You ain't built like that. Okay, so look, so in
We ain't built
terms
like that.
of what I've heard you say since I've been here, we cannot act like people are pleased and they have everything that they desire and what their goal situation is in terms of them showing up and performing the way that you would like them to. Men are unhappy with certain situations and certain predicaments, and so they perform better and for the next woman or the other chick or the other girl or the side chick. Meanwhile, the same goes for the woman. She'll perform better for the guy that turns her on. So you can't act like these
No,
things
she'll
are
lose.
gray and white or black and white. There's a gray area.
Okay. I hear
This
you.
gray area needs to be identified and spoken about.
What's the gray area?
The gray area is I'm a good dude. I'm performing for you. I'm showing up the way that you would like me to. Meanwhile, I'm not feeling fulfilled. So I'm going to show out. I'm going to show out for the girl that is allowing me to feel fulfilled. Just like a woman will do for the man that allows her to feel fulfilled.
It's like an escape from reality when you're with this side chick.
Your fantasy
You're not
arrangement.
at home. You're not being asked about the kids and the bills and how we're gonna cook and this.
Okay.
That.
So we talking about
before you go.
Yeah.
Wana.
Yeah.
You know I do the polyamory thing, right?
Right. He's polyamorous, just FYI.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my girl tells me today, I want to squirt. Right? And I'm like, okay.
Squirt? Is that what you said? Squirt?
Yeah, squirt. I said that on your channel.
This is not meant. This is not
in front
meant.
of God and everybody.
Under 18,
I said that on your
please do
channel.
not tune into this.
Right. I said that on your channel in front of God and everybody. She said today, I want to squirt. I said, okay, you probably want to do that with my big brother because that's something that he perfects. He perfects the ability to make women squirt. He taught me how to do it, right? And she was like, no, I want to do it with you. I was like, yeah, but you said that you want to make sure it happens. You want to achieve that. So I know how you can for sure achieve that. Me and you will be just trying. Me and you can try to make you squirt, but you want to squirt. Like, that's what you asked me in this text message. And I know how to for sure make you squirt, and that's by you dealing with brother. Have big bro do it, because he's the golden child with that scenario.
Can I interrupt your story? Like your real
Go
brother?
ahead, go ahead.
A real brother, or you saying like your friend? That's you.
like blood wouldn't make us no closer. We've been rocking for 10 years plus.
So you're gonna let her sleep with your brother because you know he can do
Look,
it.
check this out. Look, you trying to change the subject, but
No, I'm asking.
when I woke up this morning, let me help you out. Let me help you out.
Yeah.
When I woke up this morning, I was in my bed alone. I looked at Snapchat, and she was laying on his shoulder. She was already there. She's already experienced everything that he has going on. She woke up with him and his girlfriend, and they were doing what they do. I wasn't tripping on nothing. You know what I'm saying? And when she brought this scenario to me, I was like, look, the nigga that you woke up with this morning, I didn't say that specifically because it you should get that already because you were already there. You already experienced that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to go into explicit detail, but that nigga's really good at that.
Okay.
So allow him to help you come to completion in that way. Because that's something that I can try.
Can she come
but
back?
I know he can. Huh?
Can she come back to you now?
Of course.
You saying that you're okay with her having him as a side and then just
look, have your fun, do your thing.
So you're saying that in certain circumstances where it's okay to have a side because
it's
they
not
may,
even about
they may
certain
be able to
circumstances
do
in polyamory.
Somebody, y'all got to turn off y'all YouTube. You can't have it on while you're on here because it'll be an echo. Okay, so that's a lot for us to delve into, but we love that story.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack. You know,
Thank you.
I hate to do this to your channel, but you know, you let me cam up, so you know what's going to happen.
I love that story. I'm gonna get into it later because I got a lot of questions, but I do want to, move on. Thank you, Reese from Philly. We appreciate your question. I'm gonna go ahead and remove you from the stream for right now. All righty, thank you. So let me ask y'all this: Why do sides not want to be hidden anymore? Tell me. What?
Too emotional. Way too many feelings.
Turn that music off. Y'all can't have no music on my stream. I don't own the rights to that stuff.
You got less than 5 seconds with music though. On YouTube.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Don't be trying
to
shut my channel down. Okay, so tell me, Mr. Rucker, did you get a chance to speak about what's your reaction to this whole thing about side chicks and?
Not yet, but you're gonna get it now. Look,
go ahead, Mr. Rucker. Go ahead.
These side chicks, they always start off well. They always will let you know that I'm okay with
exactly.
Because you're a good guy, you got these things. Like, okay, I see. And it usually is about like a couple of days, weeks, maybe a month, maybe even a year. But if she starts going into your social media and looking at pics of family, she's gonna get like emotional. She's gonna get really emotional during the holidays. It's like, oh, you know what? Let me just see if I like this picture, what will happen. It just starts off that way, or just more phone calls, especially knowing that you at work or you with your girl or you at your kid's school or whatever. They always want to start off like nothing's gonna change, and they insert, then get hectic. And now you can't turn it off. It's like, oh, I thought we had an agreement. But side hoes, they just want to be part of the family and then be the replacement, even though you told her straight up, you're not going to be a replacement. You're just like you're like exercise. You go to the gym. It's like, okay, I did this. I'm off back to my family. You're not a replacement. You're just the thing. So they just get too emotional, but they lie and say, I'm not going to be doing this.
Right.
They just lie. That's what's wrong with side chicks. That's they lie.
But is it on the man for believing it? Because when you mess with a side chick for so long, she is not going to trust what you're saying, because now you keeping her around, you're treating her special, you're giving her all these privileges and benefits. But then you're on the flip side, you're telling her out your mouth you ain't nothing, but you showing her that she is something.
Yeah.
So why would she believe that? Why would she believe you?
It's just like, it goes down to just like, okay, if I'm showing you a good time, that's just like getting you warmed up for the main course. It's gonna be over, even though I tell you that you're not gonna be the replacement. It's just like they get too attached to the physical, especially if you know what you're doing in there. You know what you're doing, she's gonna just start planting the seeds and like, okay, I know you said this, but I can be better.
Right.
They just can't understand what no means no. Even if you stop messing with them, they can rely on their memories and just come back, be like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, what's going on with you? Were you trying to ignore me? They just get more aggressive. So they just don't understand English when they're feeling something.
Well,
and that's not fair though.
Loverboy Linsky asked a question that I actually wanted to address. He said, is it fair for the side to catch feelings? Like,
so it's inhumane to act like they won't catch feelings. But this is the reality of the situation. You have the mature situation where she's coming into the picture and she's adding something. And then you have the dirtbag situation where you're sneaking around and hurting feelings and breaking hearts.
Yeah.
So we need to be clear about what we're talking about. Because if we're talking about the sneaking around and being a dirtbag, then yes, everybody involved is going to have an issue with this predicament. But if we're talking about the additive, that's something that's going to add value to your situation, then that girl is allowing you to get a break, a reprieve from everyday life, and then you get to show up and perform the way that you would like to, but without the issues and the BS that comes from being a robot in your relationship every day. Because everybody gets tired of that scenario. Nobody wants to be a robot every day. But you have that girl that can blow your mind and you know, add something different that you're not getting at home, and then you get to go back home with a positive attitude and you're more invigorated to perform.
Facts.
Me and I
like we act like that's not a thing.
Let me read Mo's comment because I happen to agree. Men are so strategic. Everything they do is with intention. That's why men get mad when another dude like their girl's pick, even though we know it's innocent or we think it's innocent. I agree with her 100%.
You determine what's innocent.
It depends though.
So
It
why do side chicks no longer want to be hidden? Why do they want to expose? Is it because they've always felt like they wanted to be in the, like in the forefront? They wanted to feel important. They want to,
No, I just think feelings get involved. Like in the beginning, everything be all good, like Mr. Ruckers and them saying. I think we all said that. But if feelings get involved and it's a consistency of stuff like that, I think that's when the problem comes in hand. That's why I always say I feel like I would. I'm not saying I would do it, but if I was to do it, I would mess with a woman that have some something to lose as well, because which means what happen is if she have a situation, I have a situation, I'm not going to be that main attraction all the time. But if you messing with a chick that don't have nothing to lose, that don't have a situation, and she's always worrying about you, and I mean single or whatever issue, that becomes the problem. And then that's where the man need to realize, like, hey, I can't mess with you. I don't care how fine, how good you look. Eventually, you gonna become a problem and stuff like that. And it don't take a year. Sometimes it takes a few months. And like you said, and it's crazy, honestly, if you got her following your page. I heard Mr. Rucker say that because it's crazy following the page because you setting yourself up with all them pictures and stuff like that, and you posting your pictures and all that. So I just think if you do that situation, it got to be on a respect level on both sides.
So it sounds like it's rules to this thing.
Yeah. We talked about a few scenarios, and we talking about it from the perspective of some problem that's in the main situation. And I've been talking about this topic this week with different people, and it's not always a problem. Like some guys have mentioned that they do it because it's accessible. Another guy mentioned that he almost said his wife was the side piece because he has somebody that he's been dealing with even since before he's gotten married.
He got a baby mama and a girlfriend on the side.
Like he's literally been dealing with one female his entire life before he even met his wife. And he's never stopped that relationship. When he met his current wife, he introduced that lady as a friend because that's what terms they were on. But he just told me the other day they've never stopped having sex, and it's been over 20 years. And he's been married for 14 years. So
yeah,
he doesn't see anything wrong with it. Like
I don't on that too, Steph, because I know that men and will still have a side chick even when their wife.
There's no problem at home.
She's not denying them sex.
Yeah, there's no problem.
There's always a problem.
It's always a problem.
But it's his own mental problem. Like
right.
His mental is
it's not always just him neither. It's the woman as well. So I mean, like honestly.
That's a bigger problem than anything. Mental.
But see, I don't think we address mental health enough. Depression, insecurity.
That's exactly what I said. The first issue was the mental health issue.
Because men are trying to and it be deep
We're trying to reach fulfillment.
Wait. Let's say
right, like that they're dealing with, and they're trying to replace that, and they want a woman who we can't address your mental health instability, your mental instability, right? So they feel it with sleeping with all these women. It's like almost, part of, I guess maybe they feel like it's part of who they are, but really it's like you're replacing some stuff that you never healed from.
And sometimes it's just learned behavior. Like, we're not talking about that. Like, how many people have seen the correct way to have an honest, open relationship? Not a perfect one, not a completely monogamous one, but a completely honest and open relationship. If you talk to people about what they're doing and why they're doing it and what they saw, they're going to tell you. Like, well, my dad, he had like 6 other women and my mom knew it. They're going to tell you about some other foul things that justify how they continue to live foul and unclear. But it's all deep rooted in something that just ain't right. Period.
Let me ask y'all a
we were
question.
talking about
Let
before
me
closed
ask y'all a question.
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't think we were talking about open.
Hold on 1 minute. Hef is talking and Brother Clarence. Which one you want to go?
Okay, Brother Hef, give me.
I can fall back.
Okay,
let me give me 1 second. Let me ask y'all a question. Let's say today, right now, every side chick just got snapped up into Thanos, right? Boom, they just gone. No more side chicks. And every man is in a relationship. You know how many divorces would skyrocket? Divorces would skyrocket because now the wife had to actually deal with some of these issues and that she don't want to deal with, or she may not be wanting to deal with, rather.
I agree. The man will too.
Okay, let me say this and shout out to Mr. Information Man. I appreciate you so much for supporting me. Because I actually have this question about reasons that why men have side chicks and the reasons why women have side men. What are the similar? What are the reasons? So since y'all about to talk about it, let's talk about this because I really want to know what, Brother Clarence, are you talking about? Are these key reasons why you feel men who are married?
Right. That's where I'm coming from. That's where I'm coming. I'm coming from dudes.
You're laughing at me. I'm taking notes and getting game.
Yeah, I got answers. Go ahead, y'all.
Okay.
No, but
so
how do you feel? And anybody on the panel after Brother Clarence, I want to know why. What's some of the reasons why you all think that? And it's common reasons, right? Trends, because we don't know every reason, but we just want to talk about the reasons why you think people get side chicks, side men. Go ahead.
Because they can.
Yeah.
Wait, what you say? They paying?
Definitely more intricate than that.
Oh, they paying money? I can't hear what you're saying.
Can.
Because they can.
Can. Okay.
Because you can.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brother Clarence.
It's more than that. It's deeper than that. The reason most married or men are in long-term monogamous relationship or attempting to be in long-term monogamous relationships get involved with side chicks is because there's an issue at the house that is not being addressed, and either the man can't get the woman to address it, or they feel they don't have the confidence. They don't feel that confidence in being vulnerable, opening up themselves enough to go to the woman and try to correct the situation. One of those two things is happening. So what ends up happening is an opportunity presents itself to deal with the situation away from the significant other. It could be men or women. The opportunity presents itself to be able to deal with it away, right? Gustavo at work. Hey girl, come on, let's go out, let's go get coffee, right? Same thing with
oh, y'all so slick too. Y'all know y'all ask for some stuff. And be like, oh, can I
Yeah.
Ain't nobody slicker than women.
You like,
come
oh,
on, don't do that, Juana. Nobody slicker than women.
What's wrong with food?
Let me
Hey, it sounds like he said ain't nobody slicker than women. That's what he said.
Let me finish.
Don't play that.
Hey, women, boy, women can play a game. You think men?
Hold on. Let me finish. I'm almost there. Let me land the plane.
Let him finish this point.
So there's an issue. There's an underlying issue, and because neither this person don't want to offend the other party or put them in a bad space, quote unquote, by continuously bringing up this issue, they feel they don't have the confidence that the other person is going to try to show them that they're that important where they're going to handle it for them. They say, you know what, the relationship is good outside of this portion right here. So this is what I need to get it resolved. Now, in the course of getting it resolved, it may involve sexual contact. Sometimes some men ain't looking for sexual. They don't go out looking for sexual contact. They're looking for their masculinity to be acknowledged. They're looking for their masculinity to be constantly re-acknowledged. And so some women don't see that, right? Because they want to be partners and to get they want to be partners instead of wife and husband and wife, right? There's certain time for the wife to lead, certain time for a husband to lead, right? So there's nothing wrong with being but there's, as far as partners, you don't want your husband to look at you as a business partner in only, right? So anyway, let me land the plane. That's what happens. Sometimes a woman just want her femininity acknowledged. She ain't out there looking for sex. But here comes Gustavo, smelling good, looking good every day, girl.
Talking good too.
Your husband tell you how good you look, girl. Your husband ain't tell you how good you look.
Not Gustavo.
Man, right? Same thing happens to men, right? You going to work every day, and Charlene is like, hey, you know what, Clarence, let's just go get some coffee. Let's just go get some coffee. I want to talk over my problems with you. You start out as a shoulder to cry on. Next thing you know, pumping and sweating in the shed, right? Most men don't go out looking for side chicks. It's just a situation that develops out of a longing to accomplish some type of other goal, and that's the
out of attention.
Okay, all right, brother Clarence. Well, who else? So, Hef, I know you had something to say. I want to give you an opportunity. Hef, you pouring the drink. I saw you. Hef said, "I don't got a cup. I'm just gonna drink out the damn bottle." And
we making it happen.
What's up, Hef? Though, what did you have?
Okay, so let's not act like infidelity is the number one reason for divorce, right? So we're talking about a side chick in relationship to how they add to a marriage or take away from a marriage. Am I incorrect?
Right.
Okay. So imagine my theories on
Keep this going, okay? I gotta take go ahead.
My theories on monogamy are that it works best when both parties are super invested in their extracurricular activities, that they're not looking for their release in another person.
Right.
They're looking for that release in their accomplishments.
Right.
So as a monogamist, I'm like, oh, I just reached this level in my business and in my company. I just accomplished this. Oh, I'm so happy. I've achieved that. And those are the things that they are investing in outside of their significant other. So the reason why irreconcilable differences are the biggest reasons for divorce is because it doesn't all boil down to somebody wanting to fuck somebody else, somebody wanting to have some type of sexual proclivity outside of what they have. It's because the significant other isn't feeling fulfilled. You paint too much. You work too hard. You take care of your kids too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the side chick can fill in one of those voids. And that's what we're talking about right now. The side chick filling one of those voids. Your husband could want to paint more. He could want to skate more. He could want to be more adventurous. But
he could want to make more money.
He can't do that with you.
Yes.
He can't do that with you. And so he's invested in this other chick, and now you're upset. Just like you as a woman, you don't feel fulfilled because your man makes too much money. He's hustling too much, hustling too hard. He's the biggest dope boy on the west side of Chicago. He's the highest earner in corporate America. He don't have enough time to give you the pain. So you're like, oh, I need the mandingo. from the lower side of Chicago that doesn't work that hard.
The lower side.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know the
gotta get
sides
low.
of the coast like that, but you know, Juana from
Okay.
that side where the guys who come with the big peen, they probably fresh out of prison. They're not working as hard as your corporate America
sir.
husband.
No, sir. I don't. No, sir. I don't need that energy in my life. But I get what
you get what I'm saying. Don't discredit what I'm saying.
I hear you.
Don't discredit what I'm saying.
I'm not discrediting.
You know? Okay.
You're dropping some gems today, and
that guy,
I dropped the gems.
That girl,
situation,
that predicament, that is the equivalent of the side chick. It just is based on the type of guy that you have. There are so many women that we could go out here and meet, so many men that we could go out here and meet, and they would say, my wife was too invested in her career. She didn't have time for me. And that guy would say, or that chick would say, my husband was too invested in his career. He didn't have time for me. That's what it all boils down to. That's what the side chick is the equivalent to. Does your husband paint too much? Does he play Call of Duty too much? That's what the side chick is. It's the void for that.
Okay, let me let Stephanie respond because I feel like
I'm still gonna go back to there's no reason. That's all. I can make a long story short. There's no reason. People cheat because they want to and because they can. I literally work in a bar, and I've literally sat at the bar with all men, and men are literally fucking their realtors, their accountants, just on a fluke, just on a cool vibe. Met that business deal. There was an attraction there. They may have had a lunch or a dinner or something outside of the business, and it went there. And they don't even think about their home situation when they do that. That has nothing to do with it. They wouldn't even call it cheating because they don't really plan on longevity in it. They just, in their words, well, I'm a rephrase. They just took full advantage of whatever was there in the moment. If a guy and that woman had a copacetic meeting and she put him on to something that may make him make some money, and she happened to be some eye candy and was available, they going because they can and because they want to. We're talking about reasons that could possibly be fixed, but I'm talking about just because it's way more cases where people are cheating because they want to and because they can. And
okay, so
we're
my
not talking
pushback
about
for this
that
though.
thing.
My pushback for that is
go ahead.
My pushback for that is if you chose an ain't shit partner, that's not what this conversation is about. We're talking about committed people.
But it's a lot of committed people out here that ain't shit.
Right.
No, those two things can't go together.
They do. I don't think so
No,
either.
they don't.
But they do.
They don't go together.
They don't. But
Monogamous
they
is a
do.
monogamous.
Tell me what you mean.
Monogamous is a monogamous.
Okay.
If I only sleep with one woman because that's who I am and what I am, baby girl, you would leave me or you would sleep around because I'm at work too much, because I'm investing in my kids too much, because I'm not giving you the satisfaction that you desire enough. You can't look at these people who get in situations because they're trying to conform to everyday society and say, this is the example. Most women have never had an example of what a monogamous man, a committed man looks like. They don't get that experience.
I
and
said
then they
that.
try to take these BS experiences that they have had. Your baby daddy from Rikers Island that sold dope his whole life and did nothing but fuck hoes.
But
and
something
he
that's
got on the
simple.
phone with you.
No,
and
the
he
Philly
told
guy.
you he was gonna settle down when he got home from
No.
prison. And you said you felt that and you fed into that. And he came home and then he cheated on you. You was like, niggas ain't shit.
No, but the Philly guy
That's
just
not
said it.
reality.
The Philly guy just said it on a basic level. He said men cheat because there's more women. And I just said that's some regular stuff that women have accepted. And that's goofy.
But that's not the way monogamists work. Y'all are talking
It's not
Well, I'm
about
goofy.
just going off what he
y'all are
said.
talking about basic people that
Can
ain't
we?
on shit.
Can you answer this question? How does someone complain about being too invested in the children, the husband and wife made? How do you explain that as a negative? Like, oh, she's too invested in the children, and so I'm gonna cheat. Is that what you're saying?
I think what he was trying to say, and Hef could talk for himself. He's a big boy, but I'm gonna let my 2 cents in there. I think that he was referring to the fact that she gets so heavily involved in the
Yeah,
raising of the children and the
not meeting his
maintaining of the
needs.
household that there's a neglect that is there for the man. See, men, because of the egos,
Yeah,
have to have a certain ego to provide security, right? This is mine. I'm willing to give my life for it because it's mine. So it becomes a question of their masculinity has to always be acknowledged and reinforced through the woman. Okay. So sometimes women
that's
get to the
real.
point where they say, hey, I'm dealing with these children. Now I'm going to say something that's really, this is going to be really controversial.
Yeah.
There's nothing that tells the truth more than the penis. Nothing tells the truth more than the penis. You can rationalize to me and say, hey, I don't have time for you because I'm dealing with these children. I'm going back to school. I'm getting my degree. I'm at work. You can rationalize that with me.
Yeah.
But the penis is gonna say, all I know is I'm not getting the attention I want. Where can we go? And if another, and most married guys don't go out looking for a fling. Most, yeah, there's some out there that's how they live, that's how they move. But most married guys don't go out there. What ends up happening is the neglect sets in, and then the resentment sets in, and then an opportunity presents itself to alleviate the desire that I'm having this for the neglect to handle the neglect, and that's when they get caught up in something. That's when they get caught up. It starts out like coffee, right? Or it starts out like Sister Truth
You
was
want
saying.
this
It started at the bar. Hey, sis, let me buy you a drink. That's how it started.
Now I know the game. Now I know the game. So
Well, there nobody not had no coffee with you because
I'm trying to tell you guys how to have a relationship. You can have a man eating out your hand like a puppy.
no,
If you listen to me.
I think when you're married, you have to pretty much deny everything because men do offer you stuff and act like it's very innocent, and you have to be like, no, thank you. No, thank you. You know, because I don't know what your intention is. And you know what? I am going to say some things that disclosure, women, you may not like it. Okay, but I'm going to tell you anyway that men do report cheating because their wives have pretty much let themselves go. Are not physically attractive. They are much larger than they was when they married them. They don't dress up anymore, don't really want to go out. And if they do go out, it's the same old kind of stuff, you know, maybe.
I said unfulfilled already, but we can go back and retrace those steps.
So women, men report that you know, the women are just really, they nag, you know, they don't really give them a break for real life. And even if we think it's annoying, because we as women, we feel like we never take a break. Men want to have a break. They need to go in the car for an hour or two. They need to get in the basement and get away from you.
Everybody needs a break.
Need that.
I definitely need a break.
Yes, women need breaks too, but women don't acknowledge that men really do. They need those things. And so what happens is they say, well, I'm doing it. You're going to have to do what I do. And really, we're built differently. So understanding the balance and the differences in a marriage is important so that you can offer your man, like me, I dress up all the time. Like people come over here and they be like, why you dressed up? I just be like, because my husband like when I look good. Like he liked that. And it just be like a Tuesday. I'd be looking good as hell walking his house. And that's just what I do. And even when my sister-in-law came over here one day, she was like, why are you dressed up? It's like a Monday. He was like, that's what she do all the time. He said,
me too.
he said that. And I was like, because he's never said anything to me. Like, it ain't like when I'm walking around, he'd be like, hey, not all the time, right? But the fact that your man notices that. And a lot of women take advantage of that. They feel like, no, he don't care.
And you know what that's doing? You know what that's doing? Wanda, that is reinforcing that shows that you respect his masculinity. That shows you respect his masculinity, and that reinforces it to him. That makes him feel like more of a man and feel more like he should spread his veil of protection over you. That's very important. But a lot of women, because of the women empowerment movement, they have gotten past that.
They say, accept me as I am. Well, he don't want
But
to.
they think just because they look good, or just because they have
he gonna have a side chick, then
exactly.
He gonna keep you around. He just gonna have a side chick that's more
exactly.
And I mean, I'm not saying that will alleviate that, but what I'm saying is that men report that.
It will reduce it'll reduce the chances a lot.
Reduce the chances of him. He might actually be like, my chick better than her. Like when he sees he might be like, this ain't even worth it because my chick killing her.
It ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with how you look. It's got something to do with his masculinity as an animal. As an animal, he's got masculinity. He needs to feel like he's dominating over something. And as you show him your femininity, that brings out the dominance in him, and that solidifies his position. If you're not willing to do that, then his position is always on shaky ground. Therefore, he's more apt to get caught up in something out there. You could look way better than the side chick. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's whoever reinforces the masculinity. That's where the man is going to probably most likely put his stake down in the ground.
Oh, yeah. And I got some heat for the men too.
No.
I just wanted to do y'all first because I wanted y'all to feel good, but then
I didn't give you my answers yet.
I'm gonna let you get your answers, but I do want to talk about why women step out on men. Okay? Because men oftentimes, you guys don't believe that women have sexual fantasies and desires that she wants to fulfill in her relationship.
Weirdo.
And what y'all do is y'all think y'all can just give her 1, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and she good, right? Because we giving it to her every day, so she should be all right. But she's not fulfilled. You're not taking your time. You're not really showing her appreciation. She cooking, she cleaning, she keep your house nice, and then you come give it a 2 minute, and you think she's gonna be all right. And meanwhile, she got a whole man on the side that's giving her exactly what she wants. And we not gonna get caught like y'all. We real smart.
Actively dating somebody, actively pursuing somebody, does not allow for that type of thinking.
But you're not gonna
if
catch
you
her.
are actively dating someone, actively pursuing.
Yes, we will.
That you do not allow that type of thinking. That's not a thing.
You're not gonna catch her. Hold on, Hef, because they're not gonna catch her because she's smart. She's smart. She knows how to do it. Yeah, she's not.
No, thanks to air tags.
Until she starts and women, the statistics are different on the flip side. If a woman steps out with a man, she can leave her husband most times for that person that she chooses to step out with. And when she starts to get sloppy, that's because
she's leaving.
Because he knows that he's going to take her from whoever it is. That's why she gets sloppy, because she knows that he got an exit plan for her. And that happens. The reverse is different for men and women, right? So women, we step out with tension. We do it because we're trying to fulfill.
That's another reason why I say prenup, man.
It don't happen all the time, Brother Clarence, but it does happen.
I'm sure it happens. I'm just saying. I'm just doing the eye test.
I'm just giving y'all the game so y'all don't act like it ain't flipped.
Women don't get caught. I will agree with that. Women do not get caught as much.
We will not get caught.
I know,
because we're thinking about it. I
know happily married women, and I quote, happily married women with boyfriends.
Yeah.
Happily.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling y'all, that you got to be conscious of the fact that women also have needs as well. And so a lot of times when men talk about why they step out, they ask the woman to do a lot, but they're not willing to give and do the same to please her and to make sure she's good. They want the woman to do everything, and that is overwhelming for anybody. It takes two people in every relationship to make it work. You got to make sure you give in just as much as you want.
I hate these conversations about giving fuckboys the identity of being real men,
right?
And being real partners. Like we
It's the
talk
same
about
with
this
side
too
pieces.
much.
We hate side pieces getting identity as real
We
men.
talk about all of these things too much. We talk like these things aren't real instances. They aren't real examples.
That's right.
And
When
we bring
a
them
woman
to the
step out,
forefront
she's
as if they
already
make
down
sense.
with the relationship. That Queen Nita is 100%. Women are different from men.
Yeah,
You know
because y'all
what black
said men
people-
don't want to leave their relationship.
Women don't just
This
step
is
out.
one thing that
Women will.
Women don't just step out because it's an opportunity. Women don't do that. We don't just see a fine man and be like, "Oh, we're gonna step out." That's not the norm. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that's not the norm. Women step out because they're missing something.
Yeah.
Relationship.
This is one of the things that black people do.
So
that
men don't step
ruins
out because
us.
they're missing something either.
No, yeah, we said men step out because they're missing something, but what you all said is that men don't want to leave. By the time women are engaged in something else, we're ready. We don't mind leaving.
We like if we leave, then who? We were trying to replace you at that point.
Monkey
We
branching.
I mean,
are the
every
only
situation
culture.
different though. Every
Monkey
situation
branching.
different.
The woman's monkey branching. That's all that is. She's looking.
Right.
She's planning it. So it's not just like another man that looks good. It's like, no,
Yeah.
he probably has all the things that her current husband has and
Fact.
more. It's like, yeah,
Fact.
she's been plotting it. So yeah,
Fact.
they put the seed in it, and it's like, okay, let me just keep him
Like
as a
women
friend.
do.
Yeah,
Yep.
just keep him as a friend, and like, boom, she's gonna make her move. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
That's true.
Men don't.
We are the
Oh, so
only
that
culture.
that's why the woman shot up the side piece. That's why she shot up the the woman, right?
No, that's not why.
Oh, that woman. Oh, you talking about in that story earlier?
I was saying that jokingly, but like, cause her intent was she came in thinking, oh, I'm gonna play my role, but he taking too long, so I got to get her out of here.
I got to get her out quicker because he's still seeing her. And clearly I can't. My threats or whatever I'm doing is not really controlling that situation. He still wants to see this woman. So let me take actions into my own hand. That's an unstable woman. That's a mentally unstable. See, what happens is some men don't have a lot of options. So they take whatever side chick come their way, even if she got a little screw.
Crazy.
They don't care.
Not a lot of options inside.
Men do have a lot of options.
You can't say those things in the same sentence.
Men do have a lot of options.
And a side
No,
chick.
not really. Not really.
Yes, we
Not
do.
upstanding
Quality
options.
options. We don't have a lot of quality.
Men has listen. Men has a lot of options.
Not
Very.
upstanding
I'm not
options. You got a lot of
co-signing that.
All right,
crazy
listen.
options.
All right, so look, when you say options, all right, if men, the lowest probably will be prostitutes, definitely a single woman, and then they can mess with a married woman or a woman that's in a long relationship. So what's the other option? I think that fits all the women.
Y'all not gonna get the type of women y'all want in a side chick situation.
Women don't get the type of men they want.
Look, I don't think that's true though, Tawana.
Yeah,
I don't think that's true. It just depends on the type of man.
Okay, it depends on the man. I will say that it depends.
Like
on
one thing about even married women pay attention to attract a man, a successful man, and look like everything he has everything going on, and that and women pay attention to that if you married or not.
Yeah.
So and it's a point, and now some women ain't gonna step out and play that boundary unless that man come at them or something like that, I would say. But they have it in the back of their mind though. They pay attention to stuff like that, especially if they having trouble at the house.
Women.
So men are not limit. Men are not limit when it comes down to women. But the problem with men settle. See, women would take their time to find if they want to. If they're at the level to want to mess around, women will be a little more patient. A man will go find. I ain't gonna say woman find trash, but you know what I'm saying. They'll find a lower the post. They're trying to get them.
And that's true.
Wait, say that again.
A lady just said the difference is that men don't discriminate, and that's true. Women, we do.
Women, women are
See,
very.
see the thing about men though,
But
and when they
no,
do that, they find that
women, we're not gonna just sleep with anybody.
Yeah,
we're going
y'all
to
y'all gotta feel a man worthy to be sleeping with. He probably don't even be worthy.
If that's
But
the
look,
case, we would have plenty of options too. Because I mean, we could find a dude that ain't worth nothing. But when
so let me ask you this: so it's actually the other way around. It's actually the other way around because y'all said men don't have options. It's really the women that's really picky. Because like if they're in a situation, they're gonna take their time to find the man who they would take that chance to mess around with and stuff like that. A man is gonna mess with anything that comes. Well, certain men will mess with anything that
that's why
comes.
she said men don't discriminate. For women, it has to be worth it for us. It has to make sense.
No, but I'm going back with y'all question. Y'all say men don't have that many options. It's actually the other way around because we have all the options. Because we're if a man would take a prostitute, a man would take a single a baby mama that's on child support and she need money. A man would take that's a lot of options to pick. The woman is the one that's being picky.
JT and Hef, y'all thinking about your own personal.
Yeah, we talking about options that may work.
Talking about the average.
Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me because I can speak for me.
Hef, you
Don't speak for me.
You got 4 or 5 chicks. Now every man do not have 4 or 5 women.
And I can speak to this conversation on how it can be valuable to everybody as a group.
Yeah, but and that's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about how it works and how it doesn't work. And when we talk about the options that men have, if you don't have discernment in your options, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be messy. So you still have to discern those options in a realistic way if you don't want no smoke. All that other stuff brings drama.
I mean, you're just talking about being a bad gambler.
You're
just talking about being a bad gambler.
Can I ask the panel this though, y'all? Should you confront your partner?
Should we what?
Okay, so let's say you discover. So now your partner has been in this situation for years and years and years. You found out now. Should you confront your partner or your spouse's side? I'm sorry,
No.
I got this question all wrong. I'm gonna write it again.
Yeah.
Should you confront your partner or your spouse's side piece? And
no.
Why shouldn't you or why should you? Tell me.
Should not.
Confront them about what?
Wait, Brother Clarence, tell me why you shouldn't, since you said no.
Because you, first of all, you need to do an investigation and find out what's going on. Then, second of all, you need to be prepared to walk away. Are you prepared to walk away? Are you prepared to have this person gone? If you're not prepared like that, get prepared. You might sometimes in relationships calls for cunning. You have to be cunning when you're dealing with people, and so sometimes you have to say, "Okay, I'm not prepared to leave this situation right now, whether economically or spiritually, emotionally, whatever.
Financially.
Financially. I'm not ready to do that right now. So what I need to do is prepare to do that. Get myself as prepared as possible. You know, a snap is a snap. You're gonna feel it, you know, regardless. But at least the more prepared you are, you can deal with it. And so what I would do is I wouldn't confront the other person because that's not who you got a problem with. The problem who you got is the problem with the person that introduced this person into the situation. Once you get yourself prepared to leave financially, emotionally, and spiritually, physically, and all of that, then I would confront the person. What I would do is just say, you know what, I ran into so and so. No, you ain't. Here's all the receipts right here. Here's all the receipts right here.
It depends though, Brother Clarence. It depends. I'm gonna tell you, it depends because it depends on the situation. Because like I know somebody that's been in this situation. That the side chick reached out to the girlfriend, baby mama, or whatever relationship he was in. So that's different, and women do that. Women do that game, and
we're not talking about that.
So
JT, we're not talking about that though. We're talking about
she just asked. She asked, should you confront them? Meaning, listen, you could confront the person. You don't even have to confront the person if she reach out to you. You could go straight to your source, which would be the man.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you discovered this was going on. Nobody reaches out.
That was not the question though. She didn't answer she didn't write the question like that. She said, should you confront
Yeah, should you?
So meaning
But
if it comes anyway.
If they contact you, you've already been confronted. So that's not what we're talking about.
Wait,
We're
the
talking
other
about
person confronted you though, so still.
you've been confronted already. You already had a heads up on the situation. I'm talking about you ain't got no heads up on the situation. You just
Okay,
start finding the C after
let
C.
Truth talk.
The scallop.
Let Truth Talks respond. Should you confront them? What do you think?
You should do whatever you need to do to give yourself peace. Period. Nobody owes you anything per se besides the person that you have the commitment with. But at the same time, it depends for me. Like I'm definitely confronting my person. But there's situations out here where people get sloppy. And if I don't know this person, if you did this at work, if this is somebody that I don't ever or will never see, then I get it. That's your life. I can handle that with you. But if you brought someone in my home, if someone knew about me, if if there's been some sort of compliment, like this woman is going to, if she's going to pacify this, you have to see her too, though. Just off GP for me.
That's right.
If you're bold enough to come into my home, you're bold enough to be confronted by me once I have to face reality, just like you.
I love what Mo said.
Just stay out of my home. Just stay out of my home. Stay out of my realm.
Right.
Do what you do with that person that they've given you room to do. But once you become bold enough to enter my world, you're gonna have to see me.
What you gonna do?
You don't get to
You don't
cheat.
have
And
to see me.
it says you don't get to cheat and make rules on how I handle the situation.
No. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do.
Yes, we do.
That's what Mo said. Go ahead, Mr. Rucker. What you say?
If I'm in that situation where my side chick is found out and my woman is gonna try to confront her, she doesn't have any rules. She's gonna be emotional. She's gonna say what she's gonna say, but I purposely make sure that I'm in control. Like, okay, you brought it to our house. Like, first of all, your name's not on the mortgage, so it's not our house. It's mine. So, like, what you gonna do? I always put in this. Yeah, but like if it's my wife, it's still like she signed a prenup. But what's she gonna do? Leave me? You ain't gonna get my money. Anything that she's thinking about leaving, she's gonna have to think twice. Like, yeah, I got a side chick. So what? What you gonna do about it? There's nothing you can do about it. You gonna get mad? Okay, let's make up. Let's do whatever. I'll clean myself up. I'll get a better side chick and make sure it's not sloppy like this. Well, at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about it. For powerful men,
dangerous living, brother. That's dangerous living right there.
What can these women do about it?
She can poison you. She can poison you, first of all.
She still won't get it through death. She still won't get it through death.
Real quick.
What type of weak, naive woman you think gonna commit to?
Period. There's nothing you can do because your man is cheating.
Exactly. So like, what
you can do?
You better have that prenup, Mr.
What
Rucker.
makes
You better
you
have that
think
prenup.
that some woman is just gonna be willing to accept you disrespecting her, not even allowing her to make your house y'all home, and accepting that you bringing in some other woman? What makes you think because she signed a prenup?
No, not just that, because the grass is not greener. I know my competition. Do you want the guy with the 8 kids?
You'll be the type that I'll get your car repossessed.
Okay.
And you'll be in jail.
And a lot more.
You'll be in jail. You cannot win.
Get your house,
You cannot win. Like the whole setup. Like you can't win. You can't win.
Well, it really shouldn't even be that whole you can't win argument. I feel like the person who's inviting somebody else into the situation should be more humble than that. But for a person to be entertaining how many options they have while still talking about you have no options, that's a little too arrogant.
No, it's not like you don't have it. Everybody has options, but like the quality, as long as I set the standard, it's like, okay, you like this living. If you think about leaving and everything, remember what you signed. Remember, you like all this. It's gonna be over. So, like, check your feelings. Are you sure you want to do this? I'll apologize, but like, hey, like this is this.
So you plan to?
That's dangerous living, man.
You plan to have another woman in your area?
Indeed.
No.
That's gonna be signed in the contract.
Is that gonna be
even if I cheat and you leave, you can't get no money, right? That's gonna be in the paperwork.
That will be in the paperwork. We will find out in a few weeks.
You cannot do that, Mr. Rucker. You know that.
You can't do that. That girl. You know what? I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I am a strong. Do not, to me, do not confront the other person. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why I say that. Is because I committed to you. You are the person who I got the understanding with, and I don't give that other chick no energy. I almost ignore. Like
That's what I agree with.
I almost pretend like you don't exist. That bugs them even more because I don't even acknowledge that you had a place in my life, really. But if I know you in any capacity, it's going down. Like any capacity. If you ever been in my home, I'm gonna confront you. You're gonna have a problem. I'm not gonna
at your kid's school.
I respect that. Yeah.
I'm not gonna doors. I'm going to confront you, sweetie. You gonna me.
That makes sense.
And I'm probably gonna ruin your life along with my
period.
Like, both of y'all lives gonna be ruined. And this is a threat. This is a threat to you, Teresa's out here. Okay, just make sure.
That
makes sense, though.
That shit ain't sweet.
That's happening. But if it's just like some random chick, like, girl, you ain't
it don't matter.
You ain't never gonna hear from me because why? Why do I need to talk
nobody
about what? You can't tell me nothing about my man.
And you think men should handle it like that too?
Yeah.
Oh, it's different.
I think that men are different in the way they see cheating. Y'all can't even get past the fact that I don't even think y'all want to know the details and talk to the man. That's just
we don't.
Most times men are not gonna do that. And so I'm the same way in that I don't want to hear details because I already assumed you did everything. So if my man, like if you cheated, you might as well do it all. Yeah, I'm talking about do every little thing you can do with her. I'm already gonna assume that. Nope, I'm already gonna assume it. You already did everything. Everything you could think about. I don't care if you told me we just did this. I don't give a damn. That don't make no sense to me. So you might as well, I don't care. Kenna, you can't give me no detail that's gonna make me feel better about it.
Long as she's not pregnant, like
had sex with her once.
like long as the woman's not pregnant and she's not on the property.
I'm gonna assume y'all did. I'm gonna assume that it was an abortion that happened and that you did something that disrespect. I'm going to assume that. You don't have to tell me no story.
It's just protection. Like if we use protection and it's like I didn't do it on our house.
That's how I protect my mind. That I already assume that you did that so that I don't have to find out later and then be super pissed.
It doesn't have to be that bad.
So why you think men handle it different though?
Because they think cheating is different. They take it different.
I take it different.
We do.
Yeah.
They take it different. Men take cheating different. Men engage in cheating different. It's totally different. And they interact with each other different. A dynamic between a man and a man is totally different than the dynamic between two women.
Yeah.
Violence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons why that's going to be different.
There just needs to be rules to the side chicks. Like if you just use a condom,
if
you don't do any proper, like you never get to see her unless she's like purposely knocking on the door.
Mr. Rucker, this is my next question. Are there roles? Are there rules for sides? Do boundaries get crossed? What is the rules? Y'all tell me. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shut up.
It's rules what you make with that relationship. So like if you knowing it has a chance on breaking those rules or affecting your main relationship, that's the gamble you take. But it's just rules to it.
Protect yourself. Use protection. No one gets pregnant. No STDs. No one's on your property. Just make sure it's just not in your everyday life.
Away from social media.
Right.
But
be liking pictures.
What you need to do is put yourself in a position where you don't have to have a side chick. You don't have to have a side dude. But by talking to and creating an area where your partner feels safe to come to you and talk to you about difficult issues. If you do that, 75% of these side chicks will just evaporate. But the reason why they're still there is because most men don't feel comfortable being vulnerable with even the woman that they married to. They feel more comfortable being with a person that they can just do whatever they're doing with this person, and they can blow off that.
And that's fine. That's fine. I think we understand that happens. I think we understand things happen, but I think this is more so of how has it gone this far and why is it so displayed now? Everybody knows that a side chick, well, I'm not going to say everybody knows. My idea is that you're a side chick, you play your role, you shut up, you stay out of sight. It's a compliment. It should be a stress relief for you as well. But
Yes.
for now, side chicks want to be seen, be heard, cause a lot of noise. And I just think it's a real empowered position. And I don't get what's changed.
They need to sign NDAs. They snitch too much. That's what's
Yeah,
wrong with them.
or
They just want to
something.
be famous. Like, no, you're just
know,
a thing.
you know what changed to me is social media.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the idea of social media, because side chicks have been around since
Yeah, granddaddy and grandmama days.
every
Right.
right. It's just been what it is. We know
Yeah,
we've been to funerals and then the extra
yeah,
chicks with the other kids that we didn't know about.
yep,
I actually had an auntie who died, and then we found out like she had
yeah.
an old boyfriend for like 20 years.
Yeah.
She
We
was
did
married
too.
to
We did too.
she was married to him for 50. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
okay. So they
yeah.
come to the funerals and then here they bring the kids and we know
Yep.
it's around, right? So it's just that social media didn't exist. You couldn't investigate. You couldn't see him post pictures with his family. And
But you know what else it is, and
wait, go ahead.
I went back to that mental deficit because it's a lot of relationships back in the day that were not as transparent as we needed them to be. So we wasn't able to understand the truth in that. So if granddaddy or grandmama would have been real enough to say, this is why I have this interaction, this is how I handle it, it would have made sense for the younger generations who saw that and couldn't make sense of it later to do it the right way now. Because now we just justifying it with all these gaps, and we don't know how our grandparents maintained these humble relationships where they had these secure things to fall back on, but they were still able to ground that family. We don't know how to do it that's successful because they were not as transparent as they should have been. So
Right.
now we just justifying bullshit with no clue of how to offer substance in it. So that's when it becomes mental health. Because just like we knew granddaddy had old lady coming through the back, we also knew that had an effect on the kids when they got old enough to figure out, okay, well, you got a different daddy, or that wasn't true. That was hurtful to those younger generations that had to find that out. So now they living out things that they can't even explain.
Right. Right. Now what? Now we want to give roles to sides. There ain't no rules to this. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling y'all, y'all say that side needs to stay in her place. No, there is no rules.
Mm-hmm.
When you are engaging in an extramarital or a relationship outside of the agreement that you have made with that person, then you expose yourself to whatever difficulties and challenges take place. And so what we have to do is we can make agreements, we can talk to the people. And like Stephanie said, a lot of y'all not honest with the chick. Like, look, I'm not really interested in being with you long term. This is just whatever, right? Y'all not really telling the chicks that. Y'all giving them hope and making them think that it's going to be something more.
I'm giving them hope.
Keeping them alone. Oh no! First of all, Ariana Curry, Martell Holt's mistress. He was with her for 7 years.
Nice.
He had 2 babies with her. He was married for 15.
Holy smokes.
Do not tell me you was with her more than half of your marriage. You had 2 children. The first one was miscarriage, but his wife and his mistress was pregnant at the same time twice.
Yeah.
Do not tell me that he wasn't telling that woman that she was somebody powerful in his life or she was somebody important to him.
What if he? I believe he was telling them, but he probably meant that too. He just he had to.
He loved them both. He said that.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't think he was telling her no lies. So I mean, what you do? I mean, it's just hard to leave a situation when you love 2 people like that. You try to juggle both of them.
That's dangerous.
It's dangerous, but people be put in situations like that. I can't say all the time, but when I wouldn't do no stuff like that.
Right.
But if you put in a situation like that, you got love for one person, you got love for the other. How can you tell you want to leave this person? Oh, I'm not leaving you. I'm never leaving my wife for you.
Yeah.
But you can't tell a person that. It's hard. So you try to long as everybody on board with it and stuff like that. Now the wife might not know, but the side piece knows about the wife and him. So she love him because she don't want to mess up his life or whatever like that. Whatever reason she had from not telling on him or exposing him and stuff like that. But I mean, what you do in that situation though?
I think the first thing you got to do is, first of all, not put yourself in that situation and try as best as you can to not be in a situation by talking to your partner. Okay, so then you slip into this situation. Okay, because nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect, right? So then you slip into this situation, right? Now, see, what you got to understand, like Juan was saying, now women, there ain't no rules for the side chick. It used to be a stigma for side chicks, right? It used to have a stigma on it, right? And so nobody wanted to be that chick, right? Everybody now, those chicks are getting paid.
That's right.
So now a lot of people are trying to be that chick, right? A lot of people are trying to be that chick because that chick is getting attention. She's getting money. She's getting, offers to do all kind of business deals. So she's getting a lot of attention that the side chick normally didn't get, right? So now it's not as such a stigma to be that chick no more.
That's right.
And so they come into the forefront, right? And if
they're not embarrassed no more to be that chick.
But exactly. But if they
it's not a shame. No shame. Shaming didn't really stop.
If they got to destroy your relationship to achieve their objectives, they'll destroy your relationship to achieve their objectives. So you got to watch out what you're doing.
Too. I see a more positive as well. Like,
yeah, I mean,
side chicks, they get. I mean, I'm gonna give them hell if I have to be a side chick. I'm probably getting way more than the main chick, and I'm not doing nowhere near that amount of work. I'm not dealing with no crap. You're not gonna be a phone all day. We're not back and forth, and it's still gonna be to my benefit. So it does look like side chicks are winning because you get everything you need without the stress.
Right. And I think most women look at it like that.
He better not spend $1 on her. Not $1. Just give her.
Now you're not.
If I was a chick, I guarantee I'm getting more than.
Yeah, you gotta spend money on a date.
You better starve, heifer. You better cut.
That's right.
Yeah, not even $1. Not even $1.
Damn, $1.
That's right.
$1. Don't give that whole
because I think most side chicks I'm saying
you can't keep a side chick for 7 years.
Can she give him money? Can she give him money?
He better give him
money. Well, it doesn't matter. If he's stepping out, he's stepping out. But I'm just saying, if I'm a side chick, because everybody plays a different role. If I ever choose to play that role, it's not easy. You're not gonna get with me because it's easy, it's stress-free. You probably have to do a little bit more.
That's the whole point of a side chick. It's supposed to be easy. Take the stress out.
It will never be easy.
That's counterproductive.
Hey, look, and like you just said, see, men probably, well, I ain't gonna say a foolish man. Like if you come in straight up at me like that, I'm going the other way because now you let me know that you're not gonna be easy. You're gonna be difficult, and that's not gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that go back to that man being foolish or trying to stay around because you're attractive or whatever.
Right.
For what? If you know eventually this gonna be a problem.
No, it's gonna be a problem in the door. It's gonna be a problem because you're approaching me with that.
But see, you lay that down. You lay that down in the beginning, and guess what?
Yeah.
Like the man should do if he's intending to try to mess around. I think he should need to walk away because he's like, nah, you having a problem.
I agree.
I mean, you gonna have problems, right?
So should a woman be offended if a guy asked her to be the side chick, or should he respect her and her honesty?
Wait, say that again?
Would he? Okay, I'm sorry. So, should a woman be offended if a man asked her to be the side chick, or should she respect his honesty?
Yes, I think she should be.
I mean, it depends though. It depends on, I guess, how he acts her. But yeah, it depends on how he acts because some women will still feel highly offended because they feel like they above a side chick. But if a man being straight up with you, it just depends on the question.
I am above a side chick, and I would still respect the honesty.
Okay.
So would you feel offended first, or you gonna say, "I respect your honesty"? What you
I'm
gonna say?
gonna feel offended off GP because, like I said, I'm not a side chick. But people come from all kind of angles, and if a
Mm-hmm.
man is confident enough to tell me that he's attracted, but also be honest enough to tell me he ain't on shit, we gonna be cool. He ain't gonna get nothing from me, but I
Right,
respect that.
right.
What you think, Brother Clarence? You said no, she should be offended. What do you
I would think the average woman would be offended because they're basically telling you you're not going to be in a good position. Let's say that um, the relationship is never going to be what you want it to be fully, and he wants you to understand it, and he wants you to stay in that position until he's done with you. Basically,
Ladies,
being
I want you guys in the comments to tell me, would you be offended if he told you up front, hey, I want you to be the side. I have a main woman that I'm going to be committed to. I'm staying with her, but I do like you and want to explore this, but as a side chick or as
These
the
people crazy. There's so many different lifestyles and situationships out here that it ain't no telling where they think they may be coming from. So go ahead, but it
but
ain't
I
gonna
think
happen.
that a woman should appreciate the fact that the man is telling you up front. I think
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
should appreciate that. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that at the same time, you got to say to yourself, "Well, that's not me. That's not I.
Fact.
I'm not trying to play that game, but I appreciate you telling me up front. You know what I mean? And
Men
so,
lie and say they're
I'm
going
not
to
the
the
one.
gym
I'm not the
at the
one for that
workout
game
because he's going
they
on
going
the
to be
thing.
with a side chick, but they
because
act like
Rucker was saying, the natural order of a
shut up,
side piece is to
shut
get
up, Mr.
less
Rucker,
than
come on, what's
less
wrong
than.
with
You
you?
know what I mean? You're always going to
You
get
know,
the
Short
crumbs
end
coming
of the
off
stick.
the table of the first table.
Mm-hmm.
but here's the thing, life is about duality. And people don't understand that, right? There's good, it's gonna be evil. I'm sorry. It's for every wife, it's gonna be a side chick. And I'm not saying that
Probably.
because you're married, that your man is automatically gonna have a side chick. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for every woman who thinks like a wife, who wants to be a wife, who has that in her, there's a woman out there that is the total opposite of you and
Mm-hmm.
that does not care about being a wife and that does not get honor in being somebody's main chick. They don't care about that. So because duality exists, we can never get rid of the mentality of a side chick. It's going to be around forever.
Facts.
It is what it is. If you accept duality and what life is all about, there will be side chicks or
Right.
side men, side men. For
Right.
every husband out there, there's a side man
At
who's
least 2 or 3. Yes.
to take
Right.
your
Fact.
No.
because some men like women who are taken, who are
Yes.
wives.
Yes.
And a lot of women like men who are taken.
Yes,
It's
because
attractive.
wives have those qualities that men love.
Men specifically, like a lot of men out there like women that are taken. They
Yeah.
don't have to do the heavy lifting. They can just come in, do everything they can, send it back to the husband, and they
That's
don't have to have those
It's a
quiet
stress-free
talks.
life.
Yeah, exactly,
That's
exactly,
why,
exactly.
because you really desire this woman, but you don't really have to do anything to keep her. She's
Exactly.
already
Exactly.
being provided for.
And she can give her quality time to her husband and her children. You ain't got to do nothing but send her home staggering. You know what I mean? So that's
Mm.
that's what a lot of guys like.
Sitting home staggering now.
I got
Yeah, that's it.
I got a final question
That's
for
your
y'all.
job as a side dude.
I got a final
Fact.
question. I got a final question for y'all. So, who is winning in these situations? Is it the main or is it the side? Who is the winner? Like,
I
They,
think
they
whoever
both.
can keep peace within their realm and respect amongst the people that they choose to interact with is winning.
damn good answer.
I
I
think they
agree.
both. I think they both depend on their situation. They both could be winning. Like if they both got a situation at the house,
yeah.
and and you decide peace, you decide man, you decide woman, and stuff like that. They both could be winning because they both will be getting what they want out the deal. I'm respecting your lane, you respecting my lane,
Okay.
and then you going home, everything all peaceful. So they both could be winning.
What you say? What y'all say, Mr. Rucker, Mr. Brooks?
I have to,
Yeah.
I would have to say the main one because she's like the public acknowledgement. This is the trophy. This is the symbol. This is the mother of my children. The side one is just on the side, but they don't have to do the heavy lifting. They don't exist. So the main one is winning as long as nobody snitches or just gets too emotional. So, but the main one usually has a slight advantage because she's public acknowledgement.
What you say, Brother Clarence?
The woman that's reinforcing the masculinity of the man, that brings out his natural dominance and presence to protect his natural instinct to protect and preserve, that is the one that's winning. The other one is losing by default. Whichever one it is, the woman or the wife or the side piece, it doesn't really matter. Whoever's reinforcing that masculinity is going to get the major portion of the benefits.
Mm. And so whoever gets the most
I don't believe that.
so in his view, whoever gets the most benefit from it is the winner.
That's we talking about a tangible winner, right? Is you have something tangible to sell, right? So that's what I mean. You got the most benefits. You got the ability to take care of your children. You got the best ability to take care of your. You got your name is on the life insurance. Your name is on the 401k. Your name is on the bank account.
It's a lose game to me. Because all your name on all of that could be your name attached to so much pain and so much grief. That's why I just say whoever got the most peace and the most honesty and clarity is winning.
Let me tell y'all my answer. It's always the main chick. It's always the wife. Because in my opinion, anything happens to the man, she's gonna get it all. She controls everything. And you've been with him 20 years, you can't do nothing. You can't make a decision. Your kids ain't gonna be taken care of. If I'm the wife and I sign them papers, prenup or not, I get it all. Okay. And so I always see the wife or whoever positions herself in a position where, so if you the side chick and he ain't got no insurance policy with you, he ain't protecting you, he ain't making sure your kids are covered, you ain't got nothing.
That's true.
Warner, you speak about these things like every woman's going to invest like you invest.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
I'm speaking to a different type of way relationships work.
Towards a man who can offer something.
I'm speaking to a different type of woman. I can speak to those chicks, those lower vibrations. I don't understand those.
You invest.
I'm too high up above that.
Every follower that you have, I can guarantee 90% of them would opt out of the situation if something went wrong. You are there through thick and thin. You are a whole wife. You wifey status. Women ain't coming like that. They're not showing up ready to play ball.
I'm gonna speak life into them. I'm gonna hope that they change their mentality.
You can hope whatever you want.
You talk about the woman or you talk about the side piece, Warren?
I'm gonna speak wife into them. I'm gonna speak wife into their life, okay? Because when you are thinking like a wife,
and you trying to motivate the side piece or the main.
The main.
You said I'm trying to motivate the side piece or
motivating the main.
Yeah, I'm asking.
We should motivate the main. We should motivate the main to open up and see, why does your man have a side piece? Because that's the real question. It's not the fact that he got a side piece. Why does he have a side piece?
My followers just said they out here. The wives are out here, baby. They hear me. They connect with me.
Yeah, and they saying that, meanwhile being single. They saying that single as hell.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I know that for sure. We can run a poll.
Yeah.
We can run a poll.
I'm gonna run a poll.
Let's get the statistics.
That's a
of
good
everybody hollering at, and they are very single.
Don't let people convince you that you're invaluable and don't deserve the top best.
Here go one.
That's what
trying to save everybody.
Don't let them convince you that you are invaluable.
Here go one trying to save everybody.
Right. Not everybody has that much value.
Everybody's important. Don't let nobody convince you that you're not.
If they on my page, they
good job. Good job, one. Good job.
My voice, they are important.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
No, they
Hey, you
tend to
gotta
keep the
give a
ball.
message to the side pieces out there too, because they might have a few
I don't know how
side.
to speak that language.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
I can give
She
a message.
she
I can
just
give a
told
message to the
every
side
woman.
pieces.
I
I
don't
can
know.
She
definitely give
just
a
told
message to the
every
side
woman
pieces.
on her page, fuck them.
Wana, can I give a message to the side pieces? Can I
Hold
give
on,
a message to the side pieces, Wana?
Okay,
I
let me
will get a
let me
message.
read this one question.
Okay.
Wanda, do you think a woman should say if a man cheats?
Hell no.
So
Hell yes.
here's what I will say. I'll answer her question because she did ask me. I do think that cheating is forgivable. I do. I know that people will be shocked to hear that. I do think that cheating is forgivable, but there's a few things that must take place. Okay.
No, is your man cheating forgivable?
Yes, my man
Okay,
cheating.
all right.
My husband. No, he's not my man. He's my husband who I've committed to for the rest of my life.
I'll
So,
take my
yes.
smack across the face.
So
You don't have to be disciplining me in front of everybody.
Yeah, we're together, okay? She said, woman, man, okay. So, husband, cheating is forgivable. A few reasons why cheating can be forgivable. If one, they are apologetic and you believe that they are apologetic and you forgive them for it, okay? And that they've acknowledged the reasons why you believe that they're completely 100% honest with you on the reasons why that infidelity took place, and there's something that's repairable. No, do I think all cheating is forgivable? No, but some is. And in most situations, you can move past it and you all can have a healthy, loving relationship outside of cheating. Is a serial cheater forgivable? No. It's also,
So what type of cheating? So only serial cheating is unforgivable.
No, and
remorseful cheating. She
that's
said
why
you're gonna be apologetic.
That's why I put
what kind of cheating? I missed it.
That's why I put stipulations on it and said, and she asked me my opinion that he must be apologetic and you should.
No, but your girlfriend gave a stipulation. What was her stipulation?
I repeated her. She said he had to be truly remorseful.
Yes.
Truly remorseful.
Yes,
I believe. Nobody cheat.
Hey, that's it. You gotta be truly remorseful.
You gotta put on a show. You gotta just put on a show.
I cheated because I wanted to.
I didn't say that was it. Y'all didn't listen to my other requirements, but everybody else heard me. So
Tawana, look. If he put on a show to win a Grammy, that he's truly remorseful. You know, he gonna go back, come back in.
No, but things happen. Things happen. When we started this,
you can forgive someone and you can move past it. Now,
when we started this, you all said that 75% of men cheat and they don't have any intent on leaving. So she's talking in defense of a good majority of you guys and the intent behind it. She's leaving room for that.
That's right.
Y'all said that. Y'all said 75%.
Oh, y'all keep saying y'all. I don't remember saying the number at all.
That number is inaccurate.
I think.
No, it's not.
I think these guys are talking.
But also, cheating is not reported. You know, some people keep it private. It's not also always reported and always figure on it. So a lot of the surveys and things that's happened are just people who self-report this. So you can't say it's not accurate. You have no idea how much infidelity happens in marriages. Marriages that have healed and who have married for 50 years and 60 years and move on with their marriage. So don't tell me that you can't forgive infidelity, because you can. A person can change and realize their mistakes.
And cheating ain't the worst offense in marriage. It's so many things you can do that's worse than cheating in a marriage.
Oh, come on with it. Give them to him.
Name one worse than cheating.
Ooh. I've had
Give
some.
it to him.
I've had some things that really cleaning out my bank account.
Well, financially,
that's worse than cheating.
That's
like,
stealing, yeah.
You're right.
Not having no groceries and you take everything we have. You stole from me.
Yep.
Having no motivation, staying stagnant in your marriage is worse than cheating.
Beat my ass. What? You beat my ass. You.
Controlling.
There is so much more than cheating. Trust me.
Yeah.
What's wrong with control?
I have been through some stuff where I'm like,
all right, so look, if a man be like, hey, look,
but y'all know what we mean.
Hey, Tawana, I'm sorry, your friend. Was if a man be like, I don't beat your ass, I just cheated.
Well, that's
Hey,
that's a
you got to
decent
take
argument.
You know
Make
what
it
I'm saying?
leave.
Huh?
JT,
It's
That's a
not like
decent
I'm out here
argument.
stealing money from you, not beating on you. I just cheated one time.
right.
It's
Well,
okay.
that was justifying it. I'm not having
No,
a
I'm
conversation with
joking. I'm
wages.
messing with you. I'm
No,
messing.
that's legit. Like, hey, it could be worse.
Let
It could
me
be
let
worse.
It
me
could have been worse.
let me clear this up because I know a lot of you
cleaning out your bank account, I'd rather beg on the
a lot of those
Yeah, that's worse. That's low right there, though.
a lot of you brothers on the bottom, none of you guys are married, I'm assuming, right?
you can tell.
Don't be trying to point me out.
Yeah.
Don't
Hey,
like I just
I'm
want to
not.
speak
I'm
in
not.
general.
Huh?
Just speak in
Hey,
general. You
man,
ain't
I'm
gotta
not in
point me
marriage, but
out.
I've been in long. I'm engaged, but I'm in long. You know, I've been in long
Right.
relationships
Right.
before.
You know what
It
that's
depends
like?
on what you
That's
sign.
like somebody that drives to work every day saying, I could drive a Formula One race car. I could tell you all about driving a Formula One race car. No. It's a different ball game when you got to stick in there for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. It's a different ball game. You got to have a different kind of mentality. And you brothers have, I applaud you for staying, because if you're not ready to be married, you shouldn't get married. So marriage is something, man, it's a mentality that you have to get with, let alone just moving in with somebody. It's a mentality that you have to appreciate. So therefore, you shouldn't be cheating, but things happen in relationships, man. Things happen in relationships, even in marriages. You can't expect to be married for 10, 20, 30 years and expect that somebody's gonna, make that your partner is gonna be, walk with grace every step of the way. They're gonna fall down. They're gonna make a mistake here and there, with a bill here, with a this there, whatever. They're gonna make a mistake here. There's gonna be some misunderstandings. So forgiveness is part of the deal with marriage, right?
Yep.
So I'm just talking from a married guy's perspective, right?
right.
So if you're gonna be in a relationship, you're gonna have to learn how to forgive, whether it's like Juana was talking about, somebody making mistakes with finances, or somebody making mistakes and getting caught up in a extramarital relationship, whatever it is. The whole point, whether you can forgive them or not, is whether you got to see whether they want the relationship to stay
right.
as much as you do. If they want it to stay and they're willing to do whatever you need them to do so that you can feel comfortable moving forward with them, then yes, I would recommend at least giving it a shot. But
Yep.
if the person is not willing to show you that they're willing to do whatever you need to do to feel safe again in the relationship, but they expect you to try to move forward with the relationship, that is time where you got to use your cunning and use your own mental powers to say, okay, maybe this is not the time to escape, but let me make an escape plan. Let me make sure things are documents are set up properly so that in case I decide to leave out of the situation,
right,
I will be taken care of so that I can move on with my life in a respectable manner. And that's my opinion. But I have to go, everybody.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate you letting me on the panel, Sister Wina, and I will be getting at you, girl, because
you got my email, right?
I got you,
Okay.
and it's right up my alley. I appreciate you. It was good to meet you, Truth.
You.
Good to see you again, Hell, KT, Mr. Rucker,
Brother Clarence, I've been hearing you
man.
chat
Preach,
for a
y'all.
long time, man. You always speak the truth.
Yes,
So I'm happy to be on the panel with you. And
Respect,
bro,
respect.
I got a lot of love and respect for you
Brother
and
Clarence
what you're doing.
Brother Clarence
For
said
sure.
the penis don't have a brain. Only
does
the
not.
head. He said the penis wants what it wants. The brain is the only thing that got a brain. Okay.
That's
Damn
it.
right.
You can't negotiate with the penis. Remember
Okay,
that. You cannot negotiate with the penis. Not at all. All right, y'all.
All right, Brother Clarence.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. If I don't know, if I had to pick, I'd rather a chick cheat on me than to clean me out.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just hit a little different. You know what I'm saying? That hits a little different.
People
That's like
always
worse
say that
than.
because what my first marriage, people say because my first marriage, he was not a cheater. He was a very loyal person. And so people always be like, well, he ain't cheat on you. What you leave him for? I'm like, it's worse damn things than cheating. It's much worse things than cheating. You can tolerate so much. And I'm not saying that you should take cheating, because cheating is obviously a very, difficult for people to get through. Trust me, it's not easy to forgive cheating in any marriage. It takes years of, building trust, repairing that. So if a person is willing to go through that,
Right.
really get to a place where y'all back in a good place, then maybe that marriage is salvageable. You know what I mean? But if you can't get through that, then you can't get through it. So why constantly put someone through that? It's a tough thing to heal from. But trust me, it's not the only thing that ruins a marriage. Finances is number 2. People always talk about infidelity, but finances is the second thing that breaks up tons of marriages.
Damn right.
It's huge. That's why Mr. Rucker is a huge
Infidelity is definitely not number 1.
Well, you know, Hef, you say that, but in some statistics, infidelity is number 1. And you know they have not done a huge study on this.
That's for people trying to enforce the idea of monogamy, but it's not number 1. You know what number 1 is? Number 1 is disagreeing. No, not even.
He
not
says
even money.
irreconcilable differences.
Is
Number
disagreeing?
1 is irreconcilable. She
It's
said that's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1 is irreconcilable differences.
That's because people don't know how to
don't
communicate.
Agree.
You
Whatever
know,
you wanna
that's a
chalk
big
it up to, whatever you want to chalk it up to, the fact that I can sleep with somebody and you'll still love me and be with me, but you said you like lasagna and I don't, we're divorcing. That's major.
in divorces,
That's major.
I kind of agree with him. I see that because, like she said, there's
it's
no
not about
communication.
agreeing. It's about looking at the statistics. Infidelity is and finances are tied with number 1 and 2. Most cases, and they change. I don't know why you say that. Irreconcilable differences are mentioned, but infidelity and finances are mentioned as the number 1 and number 2 reasons in every statistical data you can look at. It's always mentioned as the reason why.
If we
But
pull up Google, if we pull up Google
Tawana,
right
if
now,
you know how, if it got, listen, before it got to the point of the cheating and the probably the financial part, it was the lack of communication. So that's probably what started the cheating.
That's what I said. Bad
And
communication.
and not communicating the money situation.
Right. That's
So
that's
so what he's saying is probably right, because before the cheating, all that happened, it was the lack of communication. Well, what she said.
But then the cheating is probably what led to the action that took place.
No, it started something first for you to give a reason to cheat. Majority of marriages, I would think, something happened in your relationship gave you a validated your reason to cheat.
Yeah, we haven't learned how to properly work out those interpersonal issues. And it's not just marriages. I mean, it's familial
it's relationships, period, though. Like,
right. We don't have the communication skills to get to reconcile things. We make up a lot of things based off of assumptions and selfish pursuits. That's why I said mental health. Even when we talk about grandmama and granddaddy back in the day, it's so much we don't know because of what they just didn't communicate. And if we just became more transparent as a people and as a society, things would be more clear. But it's not, because people not even communicating the real level to themselves, let alone to their partner.
I think we
They
communicate
figure
too much.
themselves out as they do all.
No,
this
I don't think.
What Mr. Rucker? Go ahead, Mr. Rucker. Let me hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I think we communicate too much. You don't need to know all the other details, because we know you're emotional. You can't take certain information and just let it go. You want follow-up questions. You want to know the details of where the money is going. You want to know about the side chick, how long. Like, no questions. Like, if you living in a lifestyle and you like it and there's no complaints, then keep it going by not asking questions. Like, you want a hot dog, but you don't want to know how that hot dog is made. Just enjoy it.
My aunt would agree with him. My aunt would agree that we talk too much as a people. We want to know too much. So I guess that's another perspective. I've heard it from somebody that I respect, but hey.
Yeah.
I am the type of wife where
Can you trust somebody like that though?
I do trust her because she was
married.
No.
I'm just saying overall. Can you trust, like, being in a relationship? Not trust her. Can you be in a relationship with somebody like that?
Ideally, I would want to, because it shouldn't take all of this talking. The reason why it takes so much is because there's been so many gaps. But ideally, I would love to get under a covering that I don't have to ask and question, and I could just submit to that lead. I would love it. But because of all the gaps, we gotta know. We gotta bridge those questions that are centuries old, or else we're gonna keep fucking up.
I'm that type of wife that if it's not broke, I'm not gonna go try to fix it. If it ain't nothing, if I don't know nothing's wrong, I just don't know. Then nothing's wrong.
Right.
That's why I said. Remember what I said? The main shit, you never know. It never really comes to you. You don't see it.
I'm not looking unless it's something clearly wrong. Like, wait, it's money missing from my account. Wait,
but once something is wrong,
how is that? You know,
well, once it is wrong, once you do bite into your hot dog and it's not a hot dog, it's a vegan. You know, you have to talk about things. It's, you know, some trust been broken, and it doesn't just repair itself off of time. Like that takes real work.
That's what I was leaning more to, like, because you have to communicate in a relationship, and people in general don't have lack of communication, because you could go somewhere and order something out of store and you're like, you didn't understand what I said. Now you going back and forth with the person because of the lack of communication,
right,
and stuff like that. So
or lack of the way they process what you said.
Yeah.
That too, how you talk, I don't know. It could be all the above, but it's still a lack of communication that people have as general, and it starts in your house, and it starts outside your house. It starts, I guess, where you were growing up, but it starts outside your house. Then it's even worse in your house.
That's right.
And it starts with yourself. Most people can't even look in the mirror and have those real conversations with themselves about what they're doing and why.
Y'all have dropped some gems on these folks today. I mean, if you didn't know what a side chick was and the purpose, you know now. And I want to be clear that I am not saying that if you don't dress up as a wife and if you don't keep yourself up, that a man have a right to cheat on you. I'm just reporting the reasons that they have reported. And I'm not saying that if you start looking good every day that he won't cheat and he won't have a side chick. You just never know. It may still happen. What we do is we do everything we can to reduce that. So if you do violate me, and if you do disrespect me and cheat on me, then now I got every right to make the move.
I'm serving my part.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And so I think that we all said some things that were relevant. I want to give people our final thoughts on side chick pieces and how necessary you think they are, and just your final thoughts on this conversation so we can close it up and get on up out of here. We've been on for 2 hours and some change. Y'all been like going at it, getting some good information. I know Hef gonna kick it off and tell us something crazy about it, you know, and from a polyamory perspective, maybe. But you know what, Hef, whatever perspective, I would love to hear what you got to say, just to give some final thoughts and kick off the conversation about this.
So look, my whole take on all of this is, if we stop lying to each other, if we stop acting like
this umbrella of monogamy and what we've been taught and what we've been trained to make sense, we will all be so much more happier. There is no need for us to ostracize the side chick when your man sought out for the side chick. We don't have to do that. And likewise, the female that seeks out the side dude, she doesn't have to feel bad for wanting better or different or bigger than what she has at home. We need to step away from these normalities that dictate how we get to enjoy our tenure on this planet. You're given 30, 40, 50, 60 years on this planet. Why do we have to act like what the next person said makes sense is what we need to do with our life? That's dumb. That's goofy. Do you enjoy yourself? The people who are put here that are monogamous, they don't consider these ideas or concepts. It's only us that are adventurous, that would like to explore these things, that see these things as an option. Think about it. Me, I don't eat meat. You never catch me at a restaurant like, oh my God, the veal sounds so good. The ribs, they look amazing. You never catch that. You never see that because I'm not into it. Be true to yourself. Enjoy your life here. Enjoy your existence. And if you are a partner to someone, contribute to them enjoying their existence. That's all I got to say.
All right, Hef. I knew it. I knew Hef was going to be like, mic drop.
Damn.
Hef, tell us where to follow you at. You know, they want to know. They want to follow you. What's your Instagram, your YouTube?
888, Big Hef, 2F, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube. Like, follow your boy. I stay coming with this rhetoric. You won't be disappointed. I do damn thing every Tuesday and Thursday. Catch me with my bro on our show called Players Perspective. You have to follow him and subscribe. Mr. O is just living, and you'll get a lot more of me.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Hef. Who else? Who want to finish? Who want to go next?
I'll go and leave.
All right.
I'll say that honesty and communication is key. I don't really think nothing is off limits if it's communicated clearly. So if you're in a monogamous situation and you have these feelings, it's okay to re-explore what you want. And then you have to communicate that as something new. But to have the best of both worlds, I think it's foul. I think it's contributing to a foul society. And it just causes a lot of mess. So I think it's just discretion in how you do things and how you communicate things. And with discretion and honesty, I don't think it's no problem with nothing too much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Boo. Tell them how to follow you on IG.
IG is Truth Talks. Snapchat, I think, is still Truth Talks. And on Facebook, it's just Stephanie Nichols.
Yes.
And you can also go to www.truthtalks.com and book coaching sessions.
Yes, you are a coach. Go ahead and tell them kind of what you do with that stuff.
I am a life coach. I prefer to deal with couples, but I do a lot of individual coaching sessions. Before coaching, I was a therapist for 14 years before that. And the difference is just therapy is more problem focused. Coaching is more empowered, solution focused. So get at me.
Thank you. Thank you for blessing our channel. This is amazing.
Thank you for having me, Wana.
Bye, honey. Have a good time.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
This is 20 plus years of friendship.
Oh, that's what's up.
Y'all don't even know. We went to second grade. All righty. Thank you so much.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right. Mr. Rucker.
Well, disclaimer first. I do not condone side chicks. Side chicks are expensive. They're pointless unless you just got like an urge. It's kind of like your fix. Like if it's weed or alcohol, all these things are not good for you, so don't do it. It's not worth it. And they like to snitch. They don't, you don't have time to. They just snitch too much. And what's the point of doing that? It's too many feelings with that. Right. But the motive behind side chicks is because, at least with men, I don't know why women do it. They just monkey branch, but whatever. I know with men, if they do have side chicks, it's because it's three big things. One, their wife or their main chick, her appearance changed. She let it go. This happens after they get married, and men complain, and it's a constant reminder that, man, I think I failed in life. She got fatter. She don't care. I don't care. What's the point of life? It's just a constant reminder that I failed in life. So it's depressing having a chick that you married like when she was much fine and you cross that stage and you just say, yeah, this is my wife. All of a sudden she just lost it. It's like, oof, it's a reminder. Other reason is that, you know, people become lazy. People don't want to do anything. And if a wife is so complacent, she doesn't feel like doing anything. So that's another motive for having a side chick. The side chick will clean that up for you. And the one thing that no one has talked about tonight is the fear when men have when they're getting old. If they get old, they're reminded by it with a bad wife, like a wife that constantly tells you you can't do it like you used to do it. You changed. You may have lost your hair. You getting fat. So it's depressing. So you kind of see why men go get the side chicks, the Corvettes, just anything that kind of reminds them that, hey, I still got it. I'm still young.
Yeah.
So those are the motives behind getting side chicks. But once again, y'all, don't do it. Just don't get side pieces. Just save your money. If you just want to have those urges, you still got those urges, just marry later. Just try to do it like when you're 40s or 50s. You only got like 20, 30 years left. So easy.
That's right. That's right. Mr. Rucker, tell them how they can follow you. Everything is right here if y'all can see.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 YouTube channels. Well, actually 3, but 2, Mr. Rucker or youtube.com/Lamar Racing. I even have LamarRacing.com if you can't remember none of that. So just LamarRacing.com. I hope you like Mustangs.
Thank you, Mr. Rucker. JT, you got something for us? What you want to say?
All I'm gonna say is, I think Mr. Rucker, the other guy, and the other lady, they said enough. All I'm just gonna tell you, I ain't gonna tell nobody how to live their life, but if you want a side piece, just make sure she the right one and stuff like that, and it's beneficial to both parties, and so vice versa. But if not, I mean, you could stay disciplined, like some people believe, and you know, stay faithful to your wife, stay faithful to your husband. It's do whatever makes you I guess happy and stuff like that. Cause I agree. I feel like some people need the side piece on the side, and some relationships don't. So I mean, it's whatever. We all different people. We got all different opinions, all different views on life, how we move and stuff like that. So if you're gonna do it, just pick the right person to do it with. If not, just make sure you pick the right husband or or the right wife, so you don't have to indulge in having a side piece.
That's right.
I mean, that's all I got on it though.
And you can actually see JT on Mr. CYP every Wednesday.
Oh, can I say that? I mean, I'm just playing. Thank you. You telling where you can follow me. Now, I don't, like I say, I don't have my Instagram page is based on my son's boxing, sports, and stuff like that. So I don't really have no live page like Mr. Rucker. But you can follow me on the CYP show. Controversially correct.
Yeah, controversially
correct. Controversially correct. I know CYP go get me for that. And you can follow me on Wanda show. So I mean, that's the 2 shows I be on right now.
Yeah, he'll be on my show every Sunday. Y'all will see him. So I'll say this, you guys. It's okay to not want to be a side chick. I think a lot of times what happens is women, we feel like we don't have many options and we kind of take what we can get, and loneliness takes. If you don't want to be a side chick, it's okay to say you don't want that. It's okay to not want to engage with a man who has a woman. You can say no. A lot of times men pursue us, they pursue us, and we just say yes because we want to we want to feel, I guess, beautiful, wanted, all these things, and the men give us that. But if you know that that's ultimately not what you want in life, tell him no. It's okay to reject him. It's okay to stop. And the onus is not just on you, but you also have accountability in that situation. Everybody else said everything. Honesty is the best policy, in my opinion. If you are unhappy in your current relationship, communicate those things, talk about it, and present the option. If the person is not willing to bend, maybe that's something that y'all need to explore. So talk about it. Be open. Maybe you never know how it may affect, In my opinion, I agree with Mr. Rucker. You know, if you can avoid it, avoid it. Don't do it. It never ends the way you quite want to expect it to end. And you guys saw that situation earlier where the girlfriend was shot 17 times by the side chick. Those things happen. You got to be very careful who you bring into your relationship, into your circle. So think about it, make wise decisions, and talk to you later, Gems and Jewels. Thank you, Mr. Rucker. Thank you, JT. Thank you, Truth Talks. And Brother Clarence, I appreciate everybody. April, Gina, you know, Mo, I see you guys. I appreciate your support. And I'll see y'all next Sunday and maybe Wednesday. Who knows? All right. Take care, guys.
All right, y'all.